pads out the time, okay?
Do we really need to pad out the time, though?
At this point, yes.
Yes.
What are you talking about? We three alone take up at least like 2.5 to 3 hours.
We have a precedent.
We haven't been able to reach an 8-hour. We haven't been able to reach an 8-hour podcast. We need to do
the closest we got was 740 something. No, it was like 706.
Wait, what? We did a 7-hour one.
Yes.
Well, you guys dropped out, but yeah, it was mainly me and Iggy at the end.
It was a JJ one. Like the one where the JJ got introduced was that one. Paul was there, Mega was there, TLG was there. It was the one where we had everyone.
Yeah. And it went on for a while. And that's the cut down version that I uploaded, so let's see, which one was it? It was 7 hours, 21 minutes, final edit.
Which was you edited out roughly around 20 minutes of dead air.
Yeah, something like that. I'll check to make sure. Which one is that? It was the 31st podcast. Yeah, something like 20 minutes.
I'd imagine.
In any case, yeah, it's a podcast.
Oh, we started? What a fucking dick.
Yes, I do indeed have a penis.
It's amazing. It's amazing that we started. I imagine Nick would have to go get water.
No, I got that beforehand.
Oh, wow. For the once in your fucking sorry ass life.
Yeah. I also got these, like, blueberry cheese cream muffins, which are great. It's cream cheese, not cheese cream, though.
Yeah,
cheese cream.
Yeah. You never heard of fucking
cream?
It's when you take cheese and you fucking cream it. No, don't fucking take it like that, because I know you will. Fucking...
Take it like what?
Cheese cream. Cheese cream.
No. That's
one I legitimately don't get.
All right, and that's good. We're good here. Everyone's good. Let's talk about For Honor for 3 hours. How about it?
You're the only one that plays For Honor, so have fun.
Yeah,
what's happening? You gotta talk about For Honor?
Not really, no. Nothing's changed.
Are you sure nothing's changed?
I think I talked about all the new shit. Well, I didn't really go in depth in talking about what happened, but I definitely did talk about it last episode.
Yeah,
and I talked about it yesterday on a different podcast.
Ooh, whose podcast?
I couldn't make a joke for that. I'm fucking losing my edge.
Space Alien Nazi? Try going with that.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's pretty close. But yeah, TLG's podcast. Or George.
Yeah. As we can now call him.
Because milestones and reasons. Anyway, fucking... We didn't, skip a beat. We just fucking got in the call and started the fucking thing. We didn't fucking wait for anyone to see if anyone else is coming. Fucking TLG might be here. Ian, I don't know where he is.
Ian's not gonna be here. He's too busy doing other shit that isn't...
Mega's supposedly tired because he was doing stuff today, so he's gone.
Yeah, apparently. He thought about it. He thought he might show up, but at the same time, he was like, I don't want to, show up on the podcast and then just fall asleep.
Then we might actually have a podcast that's, 3 hours or less this time. That's amazing.
Holy shit.
Because, our fucking regular runtime is around 4 hours.
The last time we had a podcast under 2 hours, it was I think it was episode 8. And that was only under 2 hours because it was 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 51 seconds.
Yeah, but it was just it was just 3 of us, right?
For that one,
was it? No, it might have been just Ian might have been there, but Ian doesn't do shit, so that's.
No, TLG was on that one.
Oh,
holy fuck! See? We had a podcast.
And Ian actually.
TLG, Ian doesn't count for shit, but. We had a podcast that was less than 2 hours, but TLG was there.
Yeah, no. It was episode 8, huh? That is interesting.
Seems like... Alright.
He's usually a very, very easy provider of content. Go ahead, talk about your month, TLG. Boom!
Everything.
Alright, I'll go. Alright, everything. All right, and then somehow he stems politics out of it too, and then that's a whole.
That was basically the entirety of that podcast was talking about topical shit at the very least. Bill Nye, SJWs, etc.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
The only
Have we talked about that?
We did last time.
Briefly mentioned it. It
began the whole tirade of us going into political
Oh
correctness.
yeah, that's right. Wow, it doesn't feel like that was a week ago. It feels like that was a lot longer. Like last Saturday seems, I don't know, weird.
All right, so we've had a total of 5 podcasts that have been below 2 hours. The only one that has been below 1 hour was our first one.
Yeah.
The other ones that have been at least an hour long, or between the 1 and 2 hour mark, have been hour 15 minutes, hour 32 minutes, hour 22 minutes, and hour 59 minutes.
Do those have any special guests or what?
The only one that had a special guest was episode 8, which was an hour 59. Otherwise, it was just us and maybe Ian, who I don't count as a special guest.
But he is.
So
he's a special guest.
I mean, he's a guest. He's not that special.
He's a guest, though.
He is a guest. He's not. He's not. He's not. He's.
Our last one to go under 3 hours was episode 33.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like I said, we average around 4 hours.
Yeah, 3 to 4 seems to be our average. It actually skews a bit lower than that because of some of the earlier ones, but about 3 hours is our average.
So, what the fuck are we doing?
I don't know. Curator, do your thing.
We're doing the week thing because that's always how we start it. I mean, usually we have a starting conversation, but nobody brought anything.
I mean, that was kind of a starting conversation.
More or less.
Just podcast stats.
No, but it was so sad and disappointing, and nothing went.
Not a lot has happened in between last week and this week.
Not particularly, no. For me, it was just mainly like finishing up classes. Like, next week is our college finals. And so, it's just kind of been studying for those, finishing up classes, turning in final assignments and whatnot.
Not much to do. My week went by pretty fucking quick.
Yeah. I did watch some shit, though. That was fun.
As did I. Oh, yeah. Did you finish watching the anime? Dumb question, isn't it? The fact that we're having this podcast means that you finished it.
Exactly.
I'd be really sad if canceled the podcast because you didn't finish a 12-episode anime in a week.
I think it's happened, well, not for 12 episodes, but I think it's happened once.
No.
I don't think it's happened once. I think other shit came up and it was convenient, probably, but I don't think it's just because. I don't think
no. What happened was that I was gonna just like blast through. I think it was Higurashi? No, it wasn't Higurashi. Because I blasted through that anyway. No, it was Higurashi. We delayed it by a day, I think. And I was like, oh, that actually works out for me, so that way I can space it out across 2 days instead of 1. But otherwise, we've never canceled a podcast because I didn't watch the anime. Yet, mind you.
Yet. It'll happen.
Potentially. Depends on how big of an anime you give me. And what our rules for it are. Also,
granted, we're almost done though, and this is the last week we can use it. We can recommend an anime and ruin you, and it's sad.
I mean, just wait till I go to university, I guess.
Who knows?
Also,
but at this point,
our most viewed podcast was that episode 8, which was an hour 59. Our second most viewed was our first episode of the podcast.
I can't imagine why.
Because there was promise. Because there was promise.
It dropped. I would think the one that had TLG in it would have probably had some more.
I imagine the ones with TLG in them probably do have more.
Let's see. Yeah, most of the ones that are higher up have TLG on them.
People actually come for him. That's no, I can't say it for that one. So who knows?
Mega does not seem to be in the top 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Just keep going.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17,
Oh my god, it's a mechanism boost shit.
He is 18th from the top in terms of podcasts.
It's not like our podcast is fucking watched by many people anyway.
I know, but stats.
Can I get how many have we done?
This is our 42nd.
Oh, ouch, okay.
I mean, like, fucking... We are basically just talking into the void.
Yeah.
Like, YouTube is an ever-expanding void of fucking shit content.
Every second
I type...
you watch, it expands more. You're never going to watch all the content.
It's impossible at this point. Well, technically it's not impossible if you, like, consolidate
Have enough monitors.
Yeah, and also increase the speed of each of the videos that is being played to as much as...
It would still take a ridiculous amount.
You can't comprehend all of it, but you can watch all of it, technically.
You wouldn't be able to comprehend all of it, but how many seconds is being uploaded in a second? How much do you have to watch in order to basically even match the sheer amount of that is, on average, being shoved in?
Last I checked, it was 100 hours per minute is uploaded. But
it's a lot.
That was like 2010.
Oh!
By this point, it's gotten out of control.
It's a little crazy.
So you need like a lot of monitors and do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need and like how much of that is just like shitty 5-second YouTube videos that someone randomly put up for no reason.
I mean, there's the 5-second ones, and then there's the hour-long ones, and 2-hour longs, and 3 hours, and 4 hours.
Re-uploads or people just stealing videos.
Yeah, that too.
That happened.
There's a lot of repeated content, but it's mostly overshadowed by the original content.
Yeah, but not all that original content is good either.
Yeah. Also, when I type podcast into YouTube, this is, by the way, not... I signed out of my account and moved to a different browser to make sure that this was legitimate. The top post is an H3H3 podcast, number 4, iDubbbz TV. Then it just straight up gives me the Rooster Teeth channel.
Yeah, no.
And then a bunch of Rooster Teeth podcasts.
And I see some fucking co-optionals.
Followed by another H3H3, then Jenna Julian.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's look at like what's been like fucking relevance upload date. There is a lot of shit. 6 hours ago, 3 hours ago, several podcasts. Several.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Kind of makes you think what we're doing is pointless.
Wow. It's only if you're doing it for actually getting people.
Yeah, I know. We do it for fun.
We submitted the fact that we were never going to have anyone watch us from the beginning. Mega, Arc, and fucking Ice and Shadow were exceptions to that rule.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, podcasts are really a fucking broad topic. There are a lot of them. There are D&D podcasts. There are medical podcasts. That's basically all the unique podcasts I know. I'd imagine there's like cooking podcasts, anime podcasts, etc., etc. Specific video gaming podcasts.
If you have a topic, you could probably find a podcast for it.
People like to talk.
As long as it's not too illegal.
Not too illegal.
Yeah. The drug podcast?
I mean, that's kind of not illegal, is the thing.
I mean, it basically
called... they do drugs on the podcast.
Like, that is illegal. Wait, no, that's actually not...
How would you tell?
Okay,
they have a video feed. You see them. Oh, look at that. They're doing what appears to be very illegal substances. Good.
Well, I mean, like if it's just like an audio podcast, how do you tell?
You can't tell at that point.
Yeah. All right.
You can kind of infer, but there's nothing exactly saying that they might just be that loopy by their personality and by what they do themselves. You can't exactly be like, they're totally on drugs right now.
So there's this YouTube channel called Drugs Lab where they take drugs and then record themselves for the next like hour or so, just like telling you what the effects are of it and what's actually occurring to them.
Did you just look this up?
No. I saw this a while ago, and it's quite enjoyable to see them just high out of their minds. But also seeing, like, the little differences between each drug. Like, one makes you really high, but also makes you feel really hot, while another makes you really cold, and so on and so forth.
Narcotics and other fucking substances, I don't know if they're all labeled as narcotics, I don't think so, fuck with you in ways that you really should never be fucked with.
Yeah.
I don't even know what half of them can do. Like, there's so many things that you could fucking mess your body up. Like, just messing with your brain, messing with chemical balances, messing with fucking blood. Holy shit. There's so many bad things you can do with fucking drugs. And so many things people do anyway. However, you think, oh, it's scary shit you get in back alleys, but it's also what you get over the counter in pharmacies and shit. It does weird shit to your body. It's scary if you actually learn what the shit does, but then, it's like, oh, well, it just does this.
Like, everything in moderation and in the right combinations.
Yeah, that too.
Yep.
Like, for instance, if you just take a straight up oxidizing agent, your body's gonna go into a shutdown. But if you take an oxidizing agent with a oh fuck, I just learned this in chemistry.
Smart.
Reduction. If you put an oxidizing reagent with something that's going to be reduced, that will be reduced, and then your body will be fine, and it will absorb the byproducts instead of absorbing the actual oxidizing agent. Which is good, because then you don't die.
Yeah. Well, there is a lot of internet content around drugs, because much like sex and food, it's just basic human shit. Humans, I believe, have been getting high for almost as long as humans could figure out they could get high. Mushrooms and fucking herbs have always been fucking massively sought out for things in human history. Shit like opium. We still use opium, come to think of it. I just learned recently we use fucking opioids still. Didn't know that. If you have something wrong with your fucking throat, you take opioids or whatever they're fucking called.
Opioids, yes, but straight up opium has kind of been discontinued.
It has a lot of it's not, like actual opium, but it is also largely comprised of what opium is, and it's, it makes you loopy.
Like, opium's still fairly popular in Asia, but otherwise it's mainly been replaced by, like, methamphetamines and weed.
What is it, fucking opium, like, what does it stimulate, fucking dopamine or something? I know it's, like, makes you feel good. I learned that in some history class.
I don't remember.
I think it stimulates dopamine production or something like that. I don't know. I've also never really understood what the laws against certain drugs are, like weed. Although I'll never fucking, much like drinking and smoking, I don't fucking care to try it. But I don't see the harm also. But that's a sensitive subject these days too.
I mean, if the people know the consequences of the drugs that they're taking, I don't see a problem with them taking it.
The only problem with that is, and this would weirdly extend to alcohol in a sense, but if you lose your sense of reason, like if you go on a trip, you could potentially bring harm to people around you, like if you start driving or who knows what. If you lose your sense of reasoning and your ability to make cognitive functions, then I'd say that's probably a bad idea. Don't let that one pass.
But
that's the same with alcohol, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's already illegal to drive under the influence of any substance, even if it is legal.
I looked this up like a few months ago, but can you drive while you're under the effects of weed? I don't think so.
No, it's not allowed. Like, anything that impairs your ability to function, you are not allowed to use and at the same time drive.
It's not just driving either. I feel like if you have a substance that makes you completely inebriated or unable to control yourself, that's a bad thing. So alcohol, I technically consider a pretty bad thing.
I mean, that's why you have designated places for that to occur. For instance, there's a bar where people get drunk.
But people get into drunken fights, though, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know the exact sciences behind it. I don't know if it affects everyone the same. I'd imagine just based on that, it does not. It can't.
I mean, different people tolerate alcohol in different ways and become different while they are drunk. Like, like two twins, one could get really hyper and freaky, the other one could get like really mopey and depressed. Like, you've heard of the sad drunk, the angry drunk, the funny drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like that, but I don't like it. I just don't like the idea that people aren't in control of themselves while they're under the influence of something. Drugs are just weird. Fucking find some other way to pass your miserable life. I'm like in a weird indifferent zone where I see the negatives and the positives. Maybe it's fun. Maybe it fucking you need it medically or something. Wine has some pretty good effects for your stomach if you do it in moderation.
And that's the thing, in moderation. The problem with drunkards and whatnot is...
It's America. Fucking take 20 pounds of it. Drink 20 pounds of fucking wine. How do you fucking measure wine in pounds? Doesn't fucking matter. Do it.
You can technically do that?
Kind of, yeah, but eh.
You would just fill up a glass with it and then subtract the mass of the glass from the...
What about all the dust particles and dust mites in it? Do you subtract the weight for those too?
I mean, those are inconsequential because you round anyway to a whole number.
What if you have 100% dust and dust mite made glass? Do you then deduct the glass seal, or is it inconsequential?
I mean, the reason dust and dust particles are inconsequential is that they appear in such small amounts that they don't affect the overall.
Yeah, so what I'm saying
is
is if we collect enough of these via some weird form of like dust bending from Avatar: The Last Airbender, is it still inconsequential?
No, because that would be in a concentrated amount.
All right, so we learned the truth. Nick's a dirty liar, and I don't remember why we were talking about this.
And besides, I even said the glass or whatever container you're holding it in.
Do you know Godzilla's a resident in Tokyo?
Yeah, legally.
All right, there's our segue. Let's talk about weeks, I guess.
Yeah, curator, do you think?
We needed to talk about something Japanese.
Did we really? Oh yeah, it's Super Fun Time Japan time. I never said the name of the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But per your wishes, Madame Iggy.
I think you need to fucking learn how to interpret things better.
I just called him Madame Iggy. What the fuck? I'll look at the link. What is this link to?
We have a link?
There's a link inside the chat.
Yeah, it's Drugs Lab. The guys who take the drugs and then record them.
My pussy tickles.
I imagine there's probably have some agreement with someone that lets them do this.
Jerk off for science.
That's probably a lot harder to get. It's probably a lot harder to get a freaking agreement for that than it is.
We went very hard. It's so gross. I can't take it. I feel numbed. What the fuck did you send us, Nick?
They do say some funny things while they are on the drugs.
Oh god.
Like, I imagine this probably isn't. Probably have like probably have special measures. I imagine this can't be 100% legal.
I know that they're not in America.
That makes things.
But
different.
Beyond that, I do not know the legality of this. I would assume that it's mostly legal, considering that they're like at the beginning of each video they say we're doing this for educational purposes. Don't do this too much. You got to know how much your body can take. They even like spell out like the dosages based on weight and BMI and such.
I imagine, yeah, they're probably funded by somebody that's like, what if we just fund 2 idiots to take drugs?
3.
Good idea.
But, yeah.
There's 3 of them? Good. What if we fund 3 fuckers to take drugs? Now go. And that's what they did. They funded 3 people. They took 3 people. Hey, you want to just take drugs for a living? Just stick you in a room, give you a paper and drugs, and then take them? Sound good to you? As a fucking way to sustain yourself?
Or they're not funded by anyone and they do it themselves. Also, they're based out of the Netherlands.
It's possible they're funded by. Imagine they probably. I don't know. I don't know what Netherlands laws are, but I just know that generally using drugs is probably not good for. It's not good for you, and it's basically illegal.
In moderation, Chris. In moderation. Also, whose fucking week are we going with?
We're gonna go. Holy shit! It's that dude.
Hey guys, sorry I'm
That
late.
Whoa,
That-
it's our guest.
We're
Fuck
gonna go.
you.
We're gonna go with that one, the one that just appeared. That one.
All right, your week, Ian. Go.
It's your week. Do your thing.
Let's see.
Oh, well,
doing
there's
work, helping my mom with her work, which involves a heat press, which sucks, and more or less that's what I've been doing.
that. Also, fucking Nick, you reversed that stance really quick, didn't you?
What stance?
Guest stance. Fucking
Yes.
5 minutes ago. Oh, he's not a guest. I don't consider him a guest. Oh, it's that guest.
No, I didn't consider him a special guest.
Ah.
He's still technically a
Got
guest.
downgraded, Ian.
He was never higher up to be downgraded. He's always just been a guest.
Downgraded.
Mm,
In any case, Ian, nice week. Wow, that was amazing.
Supposedly, he fucking was watching Samurai Jack. He said, fuck us to go do that.
Hey, I was gonna watch it at 8, but I had to help my mom with stuff that involved the heat press. And that took about 2 hours of my time. So yeah.
So, that was it? That's your entire week?
Yeah, that was basically my entire week.
Jesus Christ. Well,
That was really, really short. And
Surprisingly, I don't do that much during the week, besides work.
work, yes. Working on projects, getting shit done. You know, how are you on track to becoming president?
About 0%.
I mean, you're human, and you live in the United States. That's something.
You were also born in the United States. You don't have to fake that.
Someone will claim he was born in Guatemala or something.
And you are almost 20 years of age. You're getting close to that 35 mark.
How old are you, Ian?
19.
Oh,
You and me
I'm
are
older.
almost... You and me, we've discussed this several times. I'm like a few months younger than you.
Ah, I forgot. So you were born sometime 97.
July.
Yeah, okay. I am the oldest one here, and I still can't even legally drink.
Indeed.
do you
Nick's
have
like,
any
oh,
interest in doing it?
no, I've expressed that many times. Fuck it.
If you went to Massachusetts, you are technically old enough to gamble.
And in Italy, I could probably do all of that.
Now in Italy, you get stalked by the mafia.
That's a common occurrence. The mafia is just there, daylight, fucking chowing down on fucking wine and pizza. And if you're just a foreigner, they come out and pop you.
I mean, obviously.
I was probably more likely to get fucking murked by the Danish mafia.
The Danes? What do the Danes have against you?
Well, I'm not at liberty to speak about that.
Why, though?
He has taken an oath of
Turns
silence.
out, well, let's just say the Danes really don't appreciate it when you fucking shoot Danishes at them. Turns out that's not a tradition. The fucking internet has fooled me one too many times.
God
One
damn you,
too many
internet.
times?
Yeah. The bright side of fucking witness protection is excellent in America.
Shouldn't you not be telling us this?
Well, you can edit it out.
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, sure you're not. Wink, wink. Good
No,
cover.
no, I'm actually not.
Anyway,
because
curator. Curate. Or don't. We can sit here. The sound of silence. I don't know any of the lyrics to that song. I was gonna go off on it, but no. I was watching a fucking stream right before the podcast for like an hour. Cryotic.
Stream. Cry.
I
I didn't realize were allowed to fucking stream games like Rock Band. Because there's always some weird shit about music. Like, I know you need licenses for certain music like Monster Cat. Can't use any of that music. So I always wonder how they fucking regulated that. But apparently Rock Band is A-okay to do.
I'm pretty sure if it's on Twitch or one of those streaming things, I think it's fine, but you can't upload it to YouTube. That's the
No,
thing.
you can upload it to YouTube.
No, you can
It's
upload
just-
to YouTube. It just can't be
It
monetized.
depends. It
It just
depends.
can't be. No, you just can't monetize it. at
Well,
that
it can't be monetized, or if
Or-
it is or if you do want it monetized, you have to like blurp it out or something.
Well, actually, the other thing would be like it'll auto monetize itself, and it'll give the money to the appropriate peoples, like owners of the song. That happens at times. That happened in one of my videos, actually. Weirdly.
Also, Twitch has in their rules they state that if it's part of the game itself, then it's fine.
Yeah,
YouTube's
if you're,
weird
gonna do,
about that.
if you're gonna do like a jukebox sort of thing, where you just play music, then no.
Yo, if we want to do karaoke, let's just buy some copies of fucking Rock Band 4.
Or just one of the many.
I just had a very funny mental image of us doing karaoke.
Can you imagine like Nick and
It's
Chris in like
horrible.
punk outfits, like piercings and all, and like weird spiked hair?
Horrible. It's horrible, and we've already got a taste of what will happen with Nick, and I don't want that. I don't want that multiplied by 4.
I've learned that yeah, if you have someone who's off key, it does not sound good in Rock Band. Cry cannot sing to save his life, and it was hilarious.
He's a mystery man. He's gotten to some point, but he hasn't revealed anything about himself yet.
At 1 million followers or so, or like fucking 10 million.
Like I'm fairly certain the only one he's actually shown his face to is Cheyenne, but even then, like, I don't know.
I'm not actually a large fan of Cry. I've only recently started watching stuff with Azora's Wrath.
Cheyenne is his girlfriend.
I mean, I'd imagine, yeah.
Yeah,
I
and everyone he interacts with in real life, probably.
I mean, he could wear a mask.
He could. I was imagining that, actually. You know, streamers
Like,
have, like, always have
Okay,
weird...
funny mental image. Cry wearing his mask, going to a bank.
No, he probably doesn't do that because he doesn't have.
Here's
to.
the thing, though, like, the fucking
never-
empathy of just being in a crowd, you wouldn't need a mask. No, he just
He's
wouldn't
never-
talk. You know, he's not even just that. You just talk, you know, normally. No one's like, oh, you're Cry. Probably. The banker's actually a fan. That would be some shit.
Yeah.
That would be some shit. Like, I've heard this voice before. You're Cry, and then he
It
suddenly
is a
just,
distinct voice.
he suddenly
Wait a
just
minute.
like
I know this voice. Are you
He's-
cryotic?
he suddenly just like just go ahead and finish this shit. He just
I mean,
turns
the
around
thing
and
is,
leaves.
he does modulate his voice very slightly.
Oh?
Yeah, on one of his streams, he opened, like, it was on the stream where he updated Windows. He has this thing called Pod Farm, which is basically an audio enhancing tool. Like, it's like Adobe Audition where you can change, like, the pitch, the bass, and such. So he uses that to just, like, very slightly modulate his voice a little bit.
I see, I see.
So while you might think it is, it's probably not going to be the same as in real life.
I've never really heard of anyone doing that, actually.
Actually, I think there's several people who do it just to keep their identities like super secret.
Why don't you do it? You seem to be all up in arms about that shit.
Because my mic isn't good enough quality. And
No,
Modulated enough.
plus
that
my
it-
voice does this weird like I don't know what it's technically called, the like low hum my voice does. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
comparatively to real life, your voice here is basically the same, except
Yeah. No, I'd say it's the same.
the only difference is that at the end of some of your sentences in real life, you kind of end with an ah, like almost like your Adam's apple sticks out for a little while longer.
What the
What
hell?
the fuck
Like,
is
Wait,
Adam's
real-
apple?
It's the like bump on your neck. It helps with like pitch and stuff.
Bump on your neck.
Yeah,
Sure.
like run your finger down your neck, the front of your neck, and you'll notice a bump.
could just have
There are
Google it.
several.
Or
I'm just gonna Google it. You
Just,
fucking
yeah,
guys.
just fucking
or
Google.
swallow, you'll feel it move.
Just Google it.
I found Adam Warlock, Adam Sandler, Adam Levine, Adam Scott, Adam Sandler movies. Adam's apple. There we go.
God,
Projection at the front of your neck formed by the thyroid cartilage of the larynx, whatever the fuck that word is, often prominent in men. Oh, okay. It's thyroid cartilage. Thyroids are a bitch. Oh, weird. That
What?
looks like a fucking shark fin coming out of that dude's neck. Some people have it really big, apparently.
Yeah, haven't you seen like really old cartoons where hillbillies have like huge Adam's apples?
I never actually contemplated what that was, but yeah, they do like the weird laugh and it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, that. Any fucking relation to like the apple and Adam's garden? Is that just a weird fucking thing?
It's just a
It's
weird
probably
fucking
some
thing.
relation somewhere. Shit. Yeah.
There's
but-
a lot of fucking like biblical things that made their way into modern slang and such. Like goodbye is just a fucking like a normalization of God be with you. Or
Really?
supposedly. I've seen that pop up several places. I've never actually bothered to see if it was real or not, but I've heard it.
It makes sense.
That's interesting.
Logically. You add an extra O, BYE, B.
Well, it was in letters, people would abbreviate it to some like GB something or other, and it just kind of when you said it was like goodbye, so people just started saying goodbye. I don't know. I'm seldom to believe it, but at the same time, it's the only theory I've ever heard, so it's the one I go with.
It's logical enough, but
So
Internet-
the origin of the term Adam's apple
oh
is...
god, you looked it up, really?
Yes, I looked it up. It's either, yes, from scripture, the apple that Adam got was embedded in his throat, which, by the way, never said it was actually an apple, but that's beside the point. Or it was due to a mistranslation from Hebrew to Latin, and so forth, English as well. So there you go. Origin of the term Adam's apple.
Nick.
Adam's apple.
Also says it's a contracted form of God be with you. It explains God. It seems to me that's correct.
Would I give you false information?
Yes.
I'm talking about mine. I'm not
Yes.
talking about
Would I give you false? Yes, Nick, you would.
Would I intentionally give you
Yes.
false information?
Yes.
What?
Also, yes.
When was the last time I did that?
When was the last time I did that? Implying you've already done it before. Congratulations, Nick. You're
All right, when the last time would also be the first time. So when
What?
was the first time I did that?
No, I don't care. You're stupid.
You said you weren't from Armenia.
I'm not from Armenia.
You lie almost every time.
Keep
But
lying.
I'm not from Armenia, and you guys don't fucking believe me. It's bullshit.
You are from Armenia.
Dude.
I'm
Fucking-
not from
you know,
Armenia. We've been over this so many fucking times, and you pieces of shit can't get it through your mind that I'm not from fucking
Nick,
Armenia.
You popped up on the conversation yesterday in TLG's podcast, and
Oh yeah.
there was another person that you might know from high school named Aaron. I don't know what the fuck, but I'm seeing it there. Something like that. He fucking
Well, now to
voluntarily
blur out his
fucking-
name.
Not
I don't
really.
need to blurt out his
He
name.
might be on this. He might be on this podcast one day or another. Fucking, but yeah, he moved shortly before graduating. Whatever. He also knows you apparently, and he also agrees you're from Armenia.
That's
All right.
Is
So
that- Wait a minute.
I had a chemistry. I basically had him with me for all of my science classes until he drop out or did he just move away?
He moved away and graduated
Okay.
somewhere else.
Okay. In any case, I basically had all my science classes with him and one math class. So we did talk quite a bit. Usually about something memey, but we talked.
Mimi?
Memey.
Memes.
In relation to memes.
Mems.
The memes.
Mems. I've said this recently, but fucking the French call them memes. Oh,
There goes Christopher Kastner.
that wasn't Chris. That was Ian.
Yeah, so I dropped. Did I drop? Oh no.
Yeah,
God.
you dropped for like a millisecond, and
Oh,
then
no.
you killed Ian.
I misclicked.
By the
Oh,
way,
nice one.
your new name is Chris.
Yeah. Hey,
Apparently.
Chris, how's it going?
Hey.
Oh, wait, there's another Chris here. That could get confusing
There,
pretty
look,
quickly.
another fucking example of misinformation, straight from the mouth of the devil.
Oh, I'm the devil now?
Yeah, apparently.
Then
Fuck.
why have I never used any of my
Have you ever
demonic
been to
powers?
Have you ever been to Georgia, Nick?
No, I've not been to Georgia.
Damn.
Yeah, that was real. That was good.
Are you talking like in Europe, Georgia, or are we talking like in
I
America,
don't think-
Georgia?
Is that Europe or is that Asia, Georgia? Where is Georgia? Is it Asia or Europe?
Georgia is Africa.
Oh,
What?
it's neither then.
All right then. Really?
Yes, really.
No. It's in Asia because like Russia wanted to reclaim the Georgian soil. Though that doesn't necessarily mean that Georgia is in Russia, I suppose, or Asia. Sorry.
The Republic of Georgia, part of Europe or Asia. Why is there like fucking 3 pages of text for this?
Because reasons. Because no one is original with their names.
I just give a fucking world map, I suppose. But that wouldn't tell me shit. I know where it is. It doesn't tell me where it... Why are the borders not on the maps? Like, you know, this belongs to Asia, this belongs to Europe, etc. Or are they? I'd imagine there's no map
It's
like
located
that.
at the crossroads of Western Asia and Eastern Europe. The country, Georgia. So it's like... So I was right and I was wrong? Because it's basically in both countries.
So, whatever. There was a whole joke about you being the devil in Georgia if you had been there, but it was ruined.
Why would I have gone to a Eurasian country?
Well, there's also Georgia, like, you know, United States Georgia.
I know that
But-
there's like Atlanta, Georgia, but why would I have gone to that Georgia either?
Well, regardless of the Georgia, I mean, you did live in, you know, fucking some weird fucking country.
I've lived in Arizona my entire life.
Uh-huh.
I've
mean,
gone to Mexico like once.
But
Catalina
regardless,
Islands.
fucking devil went down to Georgia.
I've
the
been to
joke
Michigan a
outside.
couple times as well as
The
California.
devil went down to Michigan is not as catchy, okay?
Also Nevada, specifically Las Vegas, because some family friends live there.
The devil
fucking-
went down to Michigan. Not as catchy. That's why we didn't use it. That's why it wasn't used. Fuck that. Fuck that title. It sucks. Yeah, let's
Good
catch
song. I need to listen to that song again. I used to listen to that a lot as a kid for some reason. That and Jason Mraz's "I'm Yours."
Excuse
Like
me?
I had a fucking Jason Mraz, I believe. This is ukulele. Fucking, I had like 2 songs on my iPod that my parents put. Like I had an iPod or like a fucking MP3 player because it was a tiny little box, not really like an iPod. And I had 2 songs: Jason Mraz's "I'm Yours" and fucking "The Devil Went Down to Georgia." And it stayed like that for like months because I never fucking realized I should ask my parents to put more songs on this thing. I just kind of accepted my fate.
I guess these are the only songs that are going to be on this from now on for the rest of eternity.
That lasted for like 6 months or so.
That's kind of depressing.
These are the only songs I'm going to listen to for the rest of eternity.
And then it branched out later.
Not quick enough.
What the fuck's week were we on?
Ian.
We already did mine.
Ian is finished, and we just started talking about shit.
Typically, this is the point where the curator does his thing.
And we are kind of dependent on you for this.
Moving along, it's Dominic's week.
Hey,
What have you
like
done?
I said, fucking in between this week and last week, not a lot of shit has happened at all. I was in fucking... So, like, I get called to work occasionally, like if someone's out and they need a replacement. I guess I'm just like the first person to call for some fucking reason because I'm available. It's nice because it's like, okay, we'll have an extra fucking $50 every time you go to work for like a minimum amount of time. So it's easy enough. But fucking like the person that took my old job is like the most inconsistent person ever. Like they're constantly gone. I got fucking called twice this week because of various things, sprained ankles, whatever else.
Are they
Yeah.
pregnant or?
No. It is a woman, but fucking, I don't know. She just seems to always be in a position where she can't make it to work. How do you have a job like that? Usually when you apply for a job, it's because you have enough time where, you know, you kind of have at least a fucking obligation to try and take care of yourself and not sprain your fucking ankle. I'm probably going to get called to work next week because her fucking ankle is probably not going to be better. It's annoying because I don't want to work anymore. I'd rather just sit at home and do nothing. I have enough money to live off of for now.
What is your job?
My job and pseudo job is just sit in a room for 4 hours, occasionally clean, and that's it. And listen to screaming kids.
That explains very little to me.
He's a lunch lady, basically.
Basically.
Oh, I thought you changed your job from that.
I didn't. I basically just said, I'm done with this job, and I was done. And then I got called back like every month since then. And it's annoying. I make
Isn't
some
it
money,
nice
but I don't
being
need it.
needed?
No, it's a shitty job. It's shitty. I guess
I work part-time as a courtesy clerk. You could probably go because being a courtesy clerk is honestly fairly easy, but at the same time fairly annoying. Especially when you have to, like, for my company, I have to wear black, and when I have to go do carts, it is hell because
it's hot.
Yeah, because the color black absorbs light, which absorbs heat. It really
Now
sucks.
listen, on that scale, it does not make that much of a difference.
It does, trust me.
Unless you're like out in the sun for a period of time, like let's say 10 minutes to be generous. It would take 10 minutes of just being in the sun for it to really make a difference. But if you were in white, which is the exact opposite, it repels the most amount of light, I believe. You would still feel generally like maybe a 1 to 2 degree difference, especially since you're mobile.
A degree difference can make a lot of difference because
it can't. You can't feel it.
It can, trust me. I know for a fact that people have had heat stroke from doing carts during the summer in Arizona.
But they don't stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated.
It makes enough of a difference for other people. Like my dad's constantly adjusting the fucking thermostat. He's like, all right, if we be like 1 degree cooler, it'll be so much different.
Well, here's the thing, though.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That's that's the thing, though, because that starts the air going, and then it gets colder. It gets colder than what you set it to, but it doesn't waste that much. And once it gets to that, it shuts off, but the air is still going, and it helps. I can attest to that one. That's more than a 1 degree difference. I can guarantee that. It's more than a 5 degree difference.
Just seems inane to me. Fucking just leave it. It's fine.
How are you not? I mean, you've lived in Arizona a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, all my life.
You fuckers need to get out of here. This place sucks.
No.
Why have you stayed here then?
Because I have to. Trust me. If I could have...
well, that's our answer as well.
What? If I could have not been here, I would have not been here. I hate the deserts so much. This place sucks ass. I hate the heat. I'll take snow any day. I go barefoot in snow.
So you just moved to Flagstaff and you're good.
Yeah, but still, it's I'd rather move farther north.
So Canada. Just go live with Mega.
Fucking roommates. Yeah, no, the Arizona sucks ass. It is the devil's butthole.
Yeah, but at least that's the only thing you have to worry about here. It's just fucking
potential
hot.
Huge heat streak stroke.
Yeah, just a larger chance of fucking heat stroke and generally being dehydrated.
And being incredibly uncomfortable in your fucking room because it's way too hot.
That is your problem. That is directly only your problem.
That is why I always have fans running in my house.
I
always have air moving.
My room is so nice. My room is so nice. Fucking and I'm sitting there at my computer. And one of my family members will fucking come in and be like, I'm like, what the fuck are you here for? And they're like, just here because the room's cold. I'm like, fuck off. My room.
No, my room's the best room in the house. My room is facing away from the sun. It has the most shade, and it's close to a pool, which is filled. And it still gets hot as dicks in here because I fucking don't have almost no tolerance for the heat. Arizona sucks ass.
For some reason, my family likes to think that my room is the hottest room in the entire house. Except it's not. It's actually quite nice and not cool. They think this because, my room is at the front of the house, and so the sun typically beats onto it. However, it never actually gets hot in my room, so I don't know why they think it's so hot in here.
I spend almost no time in my bedroom except when I'm actually sleeping. I spend most of my time in possibly the coolest part of the house, which is my ridiculously big computer room with 3 ceiling fans, which are always running.
I mean, like, but, you know, computers. I stay where my computer is.
My computer's in my room.
Well, you don't have a computer,
No,
you have a
honestly,
laptop.
What are you talking about? Wait, what?
No, he has a desktop.
Ian, I upgraded like months ago.
I thought you continued using your laptop, though.
I upgraded to like one of the fairly fucking on the edge of fucking what's current technology type TC. It costs like 2,000 something bucks.
Yeah, no, he has the best PC here.
1080s.
Mine is pretty good.
Ian, do you have a GTX 1080? No, you have AMD, I think.
AMD, ew. I've heard some bad things about AMD. Supposedly they set themselves on fire, but that's just something else.
I'm pretty sure that's only if you don't have it properly cooled.
I'd imagine, actually.
AMD is the most cost-effective, but NVIDIA's best.
NVIDIA is fairly good, I can attest. Like, For Honor, I think, like, it pushes it a little bit. Like, I only have one. I'm going to get more, but, like, I can use the almost optimal settings. Like, there's this one, like, extreme setting that kind of fucks it. But besides that, I have it on, like, the high graphics, and it looks, mwah, it looks real.
I play all my games on high graphics.
But, well,
Or at
I
least
with the Space Engineers. That game was fairly taxing, at least on a laptop.
Yeah, that's mainly because of physics and stuff. Because physics will destroy any computer. Especially when it's a really big physics world.
Yeah, typically if there's enough physics objects moving at once, it will completely wreck a CPU.
Fuck 'em.
Fun fact, I've managed to create either a train or a trolley in Space Engineers recently.
And other people are making, like, atom bombs.
That is actually true.
I saw people make bombs and
should
shit like back when I played it.
Yeah, people have drifted from that and made weapons of mass destruction or mass devastation of anything that's made of metal. Because the new thing currently now is something a lot of people have dubbed mech life, where people make like mechanical creatures and stuff with like a bunch of sensors and basic AI, which isn't actually AI, but you get the picture.
Has anyone made a computer yet?
I'm pretty sure that's the job of a script, but yes.
They can do it in Minecraft. They can do it in Space Engineers.
You can play Pokemon Red in Minecraft now.
Yeah, no, they recreated all of that.
What?
You can legitimately play Pokemon Red in Minecraft.
Like vanilla Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They recreated the entire like engine that runs it, and they coded it in. Hang on, I'll get you the video.
Fucking what?
People are dedicated.
The dedication to fucking Minecraft is fucking mind-blowing. Why?
Fucking what?
Why would you do this?
The computer blew my mind. That's fucking taking the pieces and then fucking throwing dynamite on it.
Like,
go.
Now,
insane.
when is Twitch playing Minecraft playing fucking Pokemon? When's that happen?
Oh my god. Please no.
How do you code inside of a game? Like the chances to catch and like I get moving around, but how do you have a Pokemon battle and oh my god, what?
Command blocks.
Because the original Pokemon game wasn't very complicated. I mean, it's probably super complicated, but it's honestly very, very small.
Yeah.
Comparatively to other titles, yes. But at the same time, you first have to make the computer in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Then you have to code it.
Yeah.
So, just quickly going back to what I was saying about the mech life thing in Space Engineers, I'm a friend with one of the higher people in the workshop community, and let me just show you something he made recently, which is in the mech life category. It is amazing, and at the same time incredibly unsettling when you look at it.
A giant Wendy's mech.
Okay, so the video I provided, I put at like a timestamp, is basically the entirety of like the code for it. and how fucking complex it is. Like, the amount of organization that this person needed to do, just, like, from a logistics standpoint, is insane. But to not only, like, figure out where everything was going to go, and have the computer to run, that's kind of insane.
A little bit, yeah.
Like, everyone was so impressed when somebody made a calculator. Then someone made a working computer and an operating system. Now,
Next thing is someone's going to make the Wii.
Someone technically already did. They recreated Breath of the Wild in Minecraft.
Well,
Vanilla.
there's a difference between recreating and making functional.
It functions.
As in, like, an actual game. Yeah.
Like
Yes.
the entire game.
Well, true. But
Like,
did you
is
look,
it just a bunch of reskins or whatnot?
technically yes, but at the same
There
time
you
he
go.
also has he also has the functions of everything. Like the crafting that works relatively well.
Oh.
I mean, in vanilla Minecraft.
Oh.
We're talking straight vanilla Minecraft.
Yes. This is what you use control blocks for.
Like, he's in creative mode, obviously.
Oh,
But
shit. He did this entirely in survival mode.
I don't think there would be enough materials to do that.
No, isn't Minecraft a basically infinitely generating world?
Yes.
At least on PC. On
Yes,
PC,
Minecraft-
doesn't it
Minecraft
infinitely
isn't
generate?
Minecraft isn't infinitely generating world until you get to the Farlands. That's when everything dies.
No,
Do
no.
the Farlands feel like still exist? Like, I mean,
I'm
that was
pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure they do.
No, I imagine because I imagine no, it's probably it generates infinitely. Just has trouble. Like stop
That's what-
moving, stop going that far, fucker. Just
Like-
stop.
I'm looking at this video for the Fire Red. I'm just like, this can't be real.
It's real.
Like, how do they do the pixels and what?
Command block bullshit. Because command block.
If you
is literally
want,
just-
you could probably download the world if there's a link or something.
There's like a fucking enterprise, a fucking like entire like Empire State Building of just like wires and shit behind it.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Did you look at the thing I sent, the video I sent?
I'm getting to that, but I was being blown apart by the fucking the
They
Fire
put
Red.
Pokemon in Minecraft.
What about Leaf Green, right?
If you build it, they will come.
So he built
Also,
a
that's
space
that's
giant?
original red, not Fire Red.
Ah, fuck you.
Also, a command block is basically the same as like inputting a console command.
Except
Still weird.
they have 50 million of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's
Nice.
just like fuck you.
Really, it would just be a matter of finding the source code and then transposing that into command block form. But even then, it wouldn't be exactly the same. I mean, there'd be a huge amount of nuances that you would have to undo and redo.
They probably just changed some stuff. They found the source code, which not that hard to find.
Old game.
Yo, Nick.
Old game like Fire Red, and they're just
It's
slowly-
just Pokemon Red, not Fire Red.
Yo, Nick, I heard you like hornets.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen that picture.
Ah.
And
Fuck.
people have put it in a funny light.
It's fucking whatever. What are we doing? I think my week was over. Did I end it? I don't remember.
You never ended it.
Oh. Did I have anything left?
No.
Fucking
Probably not. You went to work. That's about all he's really said.
Did you look
Probably
at the thing I sent yet?
yes, it's like a fucking space leviathan of sorts.
Leviathan.
It's amazing, but at the
Leviathan.
same time is incredibly unsettling.
Speaking of shit like Leviathan, when are we gonna get around to shit like Eon Altar or fucking Helldivers or fucking Dead Island?
No,
Over
Probably
the
when we
summer?
finish the current game we're playing.
no, actually upcoming. I mean, actually, considering after this week, it's not that bad to even play games early on in the day. Matter of
Yeah,
fact,
because you guys won't have school. Like you guys graduate in 2 weeks.
We graduate on the 26th.
That's
but
3 weeks. Okay.
But it's mainly like this week is college finals, but then after it's like I only have the one high school class, so it doesn't. So I essentially have basically nothing to do all day anymore.
I have 2 high school classes, but they're easy, so yeah, I basically have nothing to do as well.
Yeah. So basically, after this week, shit could happen in kind of close to the middle of the day, and we could
Yeah.
do. We could
Basically, anytime. So
basically.
So basically, we don't have to start at 11 at night anymore.
we still
No,
will, but
We probably still will.
We've got some stuff like fucking Helldivers. I don't think Ian owns it.
I don't.
So,
it was from the Humble Bundle, so we wouldn't.
like
Well,
the next
I
thing
might.
we would do if we don't go back to D&D, the next thing we would do is fucking Eon Altar. Maybe like here's the
Shit.
thing about Eon Altar is you need to download an app.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the stopper.
It's not a stopper unless you don't have space on your phone.
Oh hey, that's me.
Make space, fucker. Get rid of 20 songs.
No, I need them. Like
This-
I already had like when my parents went away for the my parents are on a cruise. What I'll talk about that. They made me download an app called like WhatsApp. It's a messaging system that
Fucking really?
yeah, so that way they wouldn't have to like text me. But
Yeah,
what they don't realize is that the text between iPhones happen using Wi-Fi, so they wasn't even using data. It's fucking bullshit. Whatever.
Yeah, it's
Anyway,
mainly-
they made me download that, and to download that, I had to delete stuff. For instance, all of my fucking Persona 5 soundtrack. Ah!
Why would you delete the Persona 5 soundtrack instead of something older?
Why
that
not
you
like
don't
the
listen
Persona
to?
4 stuff or the Persona 3 stuff?
Like,
Because I like those a lot. Plus,
there's got to be
I'm-
something older that you don't listen to. So why not one of those?
like,
Legitimately.
thing is, I still listen to a lot of shit. Like, what I decided to do was listen to Persona 5 on my computer, and then listen to Final Fantasy 13 on my phone. Because typically, I listen to my new stuff first, and then move back to my old stuff.
You're a sad, strange little man.
Anyway, I had to get rid of my Persona 5 soundtrack for a little while. I can get it back after this week, because I'll be able to get rid of WhatsApp, but
Yeah, then change it to Eon Altar and yeah, there we go.
No, I had to download a messaging app.
oh, did you now?
Yeah, because fucking my dad was like, we're gonna try to avoid the. I don't know. There's probably a word for it, but can't call or text other people in other countries without invoking the wrath of fucking fucking charges. And so essentially, yeah. So yeah, I just had to download an app so that way I could communicate. I barely use it to communicate at all. Like I said, I was over there for both Christmas and New Year's. I don't even think I sent him I don't think I even sent a message to my dad because I went with my mom. But I don't even think I sent a message to my dad for Christmas or New Year's.
That's sad.
Hell, I don't even think I used the thing. It's like
Is it sad?
Slightly?
It depends on how you feel.
Eh,
For me, it's kind of sad, but then I think about it and I'm like, nah, it's perfectly valid.
it's not actually that sad, to be honest.
Depends on the person.
There's like whole advertising campaigns based around like, no communication between children and parents.
Good point.
It works.
Man, at this point, I do live with the guy for the most of the time, but
That's true.
fuck, it was the end of Dominic's week. You done? Is that your thing?
I believe so. If anything, I remember anything, I'll bring it up later.
Congratulations. All right, go, Nick.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yes.
Alright, so for the next week and a half,
Okay, we're
2
done.
weeks.
Okay, Chris, your turn.
Alright, Ian, you can shut the fuck up. You see, I actually have things to talk about, unlike some pieces of shit. Ian! Ian, you're a piece of shit.
Let me summarize next week.
Whatever.
I-
All right. Nick,
I
continue.
condense I simplify my stuff to the highest
But
extent.
Ian, we don't want simple, okay? We want details. Or at least more than, oh yeah, it worked. Like,
But that's-
what kinds of experiences did you have at work? Did you have a rude customer? Did somebody kick your ass? Because that
Well,
seems like something somebody would do. Kick your ass, Ian. I feel like a lot of people do that. Kick your ass.
I did see my old scout commander.
Now that's interesting. What did he say to you? Were you just catching up? Did he pat you on the back?
Yeah, wait,
It
you
was
were
just
in Boy
like-
Scouts?
Royal Rangers, which is basically the same thing.
And
How many badges you get?
Probably not, since I don't know what the fuck Royal
Um,
Rangers is. What the fuck Boy Scouts?
I can't remember how many I have. I have some somewhere, but I know I definitely have the fire making med, the medical badge, knots. I hated knots. Cooking. I can't remember how many I actually have. I think it's probably 4.
Wait, you hated knots?
Dude, knots
The
are
knots.
What do you not hate?
Okay, knots are bullshit. I had to
I
learn
agree.
I had to learn some knots. The past drill I did, and then we had to go like make a fucking like rope bridge, kind of. Not really. It was just all right. So you send usually like you get to a fucking river. You send one dude across the river. They do their thing, do a specific knot, and then you do your thing on your side. You do some more fucking specific knots, and then we send people across. My fucking team is stupid. All right, we're split up. We're split up in teams, team 1, team 2. My team goes, we're fucking stupid. It takes us an entire hour to do something that honestly should have taken like 15 minutes. And we got late. We got out late that day. I didn't even have to do any of the knots either. I did the knot. They're all like, oh, you really need to know these knots. And I didn't even have to, I only had to do really early one. And I was like, fantastic.
But you did not?
I didn't use like they taught us like 5 knots, and in the end it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter because there was a bunch of other people around me, and I was like, so like, do I do this, that? Oh, that's how we're supposed to do it. All right, fucking just do that. I didn't have to actually learn anything. All I learned is that the people that I'm currently training with are all massively incompetent. Because then Team 2 went and did it, and they accomplished it. They accomplished it in 15 minutes, and it was like, look at them, guys. They could have been us, but we're stupid.
Now you see what happens when you mention things, Ian? People start to talk about it. People are like, hey, that's pretty cool. Here's my experience with something of that sort. And then we get interested, then we talk about it, and then we have a great time. Instead of just, oh, cool, you basically lived another week.
So we thought that was basically an elongated reason why Nick fucking got mad about something. So Nick, just continue your fucking week.
Yeah.
All right. So for the next 2 weeks,
All right,
we
we're
can
done.
have...
Chris, your turn.
All right, Iggy, you're a piece of shit. So for the
Yeah,
next 2 weeks, we can have... My parents are going on a cruise. However...
Longer? That's just 2.5 weeks? Okay.
No, we can have 2 weeks. I don't know the exact time.
Eventually you'll come home and your parents are there.
I mean, like, they may
Oh,
be
hi,
enough...
Hi, guys, you're back.
Like, I know they're coming back, like, before graduation.
Are
But
you
otherwise,
sure
I don't know.
Are you sure they're coming back? They might just decide to stay there. They'll
I
phone-
mean,
they'll
the
phone
ship...
their cousins, and they'll be like, hey, the house is yours, and so is Nick.
I mean, the ship
Hi.
could be destroyed, and then they die, which is possible.
Or they decide they want to live where they're cruising.
Possible.
The house is yours, and so is Nick.
No, I would get the house.
Well, there your
They
will
go to the-
says otherwise.
No,
David-
like, they showed me the will that they drew up. Like, hey, it's going to go to you guys first, and if not, it'll go to family members.
Will changes Nick, and also they're not dead if they move to a new if they move to a different.
They're basically dead, Chris.
They're not basically dead. They move to a different country, and they call some people, and suddenly your cousins own the fucking house, and now you live with your cousins.
I give it to my aunt, not my cousins. Anyway, yeah, next week and a half, 2 weeks, they're on a cruise to someplace in Mexico.
Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Never been on a cruise.
I'm not going on the cruise because, one, I don't like cruises.
Not anymore. Not after last time.
Yeah,
Two,
no,
you're
last
gonna
cruise was bad.
2, you're missing a lot of school, specifically the fact that it's the end of both college and high school.
Yeah, I would miss college finals as well as a lot of high school
What
preparation
happened?
for finals.
In that scenario,
High
what
school
happens if you
preparation
miss?
for finals isn't bad. The college final missing is bad.
They do not allow you to reschedule your college finals. Some teachers will allow you to take your college final early if you have like something going on, but you have to tell them in advance, or else they're just gonna be like, "You shit out of luck, dude."
Yeah, and essentially,
So
you could afford to miss it if it's only like 30% of your grade and you already have 100%. So you don't take the final, and bam, you're down to 70%. You're passing. Good job.
yeah,
But the chances of that, and the fact that the final can be anywhere.
plus
Yeah.
plus a lot of classes usually dictate like, hey, if you don't take the final, then you automatically get a 0 in the class.
That's shitty.
You essentially lose. Congratulations, you lost.
Mm-hmm.
The game.
I lost the game.
Yep. Yeah.
But what does it mean to play the game?
Who cares?
Who knows? Anyway, yeah, they're out of town. My dad made me a bunch of meat, so that way I would have sustenance for the next 2 weeks, as
Could've
well
just-
as leaving me.
Oh man, but it would have been a lot easier just to go buy you a bunch of ramen packs.
Probably.
Along with that, I got some things for me to bake, which is nice. And then it was 2 packages of brownies, chocolate chip cookies, and peanut butter cookies. Which, by the way, I like to bake those. They're nice.
They trust you enough to cook?
Yeah, I cook all the
Baking's
time.
not that hard. Baking's not.
What is this madness?
Plus,
Like-
they prepared it for you, right? Like all you have to do is put it on the pan and throw it in the oven.
No. I had to like get all the mixing done as well.
No, that's honestly not that bad.
Like I collect the things, mix it up, set the timer, make sure that I don't have it on 450 degrees. I have it on 400 degrees because that fucking sucks when it's on 450 degrees and on 400 degrees.
So okay, so
You have some repressed
they bought
problems
you
there?
They bought you mix. They
Yeah,
bought
I have mix. I mix it up and then I cook it.
So where does the weed come in?
There's no weed. What are you talking about?
All right, you put it in the butter.
No. Wait, what the fuck's weed butter?
Pretty sure it's a thing.
fairly sure it's a thing.
I'm fairly certain it's a thing too.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a thing. I read a story where someone had their family come over, and their mother was like, oh, here's butter and bread. And then their entire family got high.
Wasn't that on the podcast at some point? I could have sworn that was a conversation we had.
I think this is the first time we've ever mentioned weed butter.
It's a thing,
Why did
basically.
something else? I do remember hearing a story like that where somebody was like, I left my weed infused shit in my family fridge, and then my family used it, and now they're all high.
They were just
Something
gonna
like
clean the room.
I
but
don't
they
think
got
we
high.
talked about it on the podcast. I think we talked about it outside the podcast.
Something on the ground. Something on the ground. I vaguely remember something on the grounds of that. Like, yeah, now my family's all high, and I have to deal with them.
It may have been when we were talking about the cum sock. I'm not sure.
Let's not give context to that.
All right.
Reddit's a
Anyway,
great
they're gone
place.
for about the next 2 weeks. So, last night we were playing whatever. I think Divinity.
We
And
played
Whatever.
Divinity.
No, we were playing whatever.
All right, we were playing whatever, and my cousin opens the door to my room, and that scares the shit out of me because I was expecting to be home alone and just use Uber to get to and from school. But apparently,
You use Uber?
yeah.
I probably couldn't do that. That freaks me
Really?
out too much.
Would you take a taxi?
No.
I honestly would probably fall asleep in that person's car too.
I would just have someone drive me, like a family member or a friend or something.
No, that's what I did. That's what
I mean-
that's what happened with my family. Like last August, like a week before the weekend that we were gonna celebrate my sister's birthday. It's like Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night. It's already like fucking 9. It's already 9 o'clock at night. It's dark as shit. We're all me and Kristen's in her room doing whatever the fuck she's doing. I'm in my room. I'm playing games or some shit. I honestly don't remember. I don't know what the fuck was happening, but I got hungry. So I went to go to the kitchen.
Got the weed butter.
Yeah, I got the weed butter. I went to go to the kitchen to get weed butter, but I wondered where my dad was, because he's usually the house I was living in at that point only had 2 rooms, so my dad lived in the living room, so that's where he was 90% of the time. He wasn't fucking there, so I was like, okay, where the fuck is he? So I go to ask my sister. She doesn't know where he is, so we decided to go check outside, and he's on the fucking floor screaming.
What?
So what happened was, our neighbor had been complaining about the air conditioner making weird noises. So he decided to make the grand idea to get on the fucking roof.
To stop the story there. He was the cause of the noise.
Yeah, sure. Anyways, he decides to make the grand idea to get on the roof and go check on the and to see if he can fix the air conditioner. Well, turns out he fell off the roof. He might have been and he was laying there for a couple minutes. And he was screaming. He was screaming for me and my sister.
That's the hospital visit where he got the staph infection, right?
No, this is entirely different, Nick.
Oh, he's fallen off the roof multiple times?
No, what? What the fuck is wrong? No, the staph infection was back in 2009. He was working in construction, so he's honestly a lot of dirty shit, and eventually got a staph infection. This is entirely different. This was last August. He fell off the roof. He was screaming. He was apparently screaming for me and my sister. He'd been there a couple minutes. Me and Kirsten had no idea what the fuck was happening. So then, long story short, he ends up in the hospital. And even then, when he gets out of the hospital, he like basically shattered his legs, the bottom half of his legs, and so they were in casts and shit. And so he couldn't actually drive us, and so it was just a constant, who the fuck's going to take us to school today? Thing. Like, all right, so we're gonna call family, friends, and other family, and it'd be like, all right, who the fuck's taking us to school today? Oh, this person. Great. And it'd just be like that. We'd go and we'd get in their car, they'd take us to school, and then somebody would take us back home. And that's how it was for a long while. Really annoying night too.
But yes, I use Uber. And I was expecting to use that the entire week. But apparently they called one of my cousins, which is... I call a lot of my family cousins, but they're not actually cousins. They're like children of close family friends. So they're basically cousins. So my cousin comes over.
That's not basically cousins. If they're not related, they're not cousins.
They act like cousins, I should say. Is that better?
No, that makes no sense.
What do you mean that makes no sense?
You can't... How does one act like a cousin? How do you act like a fucking... You're
just close enough family. Although, it's weird.
That means they act like family.
Nick has decided in his psyche that he wants to call them cousins.
No. My entire family calls them cousins. Well, at least of the younger folk.
My family has certain things that we call them scumbags.
Yeah, it's just a distinction you give to somebody. My family calls them cousins. Your family calls them scumbags.
I just call them friends. Family friends. Hey.
Yeah, but cousins is so much easier. Anyway, my cousin pops in, like, hey, I'm here. And they tells me the situation, like, that he's going to be staying here for the week.
Wait. So, I'm going to look and generalize this as much as I can here for my convenience. So a family friend of yours, female, who's not technically blood related to you, is watching over you for the weekend while your parents are on a cruise. In Mexico?
Yeah.
Does anyone else get a vibe from this?
The fuck's the vibe?
Parents go out, older cousin shows up. There you go. End story. Story now.
if you think I'm gonna have sex with her, the answer's no. She's been dating this guy for like 3 years now.
I don't think you're gonna get that lucky. I'm just saying, you've got like a basic harem, like a shitty harem plot going on right now. Not even harem, it's like a shitty harem.
This could be a harem. Another cousin shows up. Another cousin shows up right now. Hey, I'm also staying here.
And then a blue-haired fairy fucking teleports from another dimension. Fucking.
Yep. So in order to fix the future, you have to get laid by the end of this week.
Yep.
And then suddenly 5 more cousins show up, and now he has to think about it.
But it has to be
who do I have the best chance? Who do I have the best chance? It has to be consensual as well. He can't.
First off,
he can't build his way through this.
First off,
how do you say pudding pops in Japanese? In like a really shitty weeaboo accent.
First off, I would not sleep with any of my cousins.
What if the world was really depending on it, Nick?
Weird.
Yeah, Nick, how selfish are you?
It's really fucking weird.
Like,
how selfish are you?
Second off, if I had to get laid within the week, I would just go around school asking like, "Hey, do you want to have sex with me?" And he'd be like, "No," and then I'd just keep going.
No, this is like a fucking what the fuck is Terminator situation where you're birthing the hero. you're whoever you bang births the hero, so you have to do it, or else the hero doesn't exist and we're all fucked. Go, Nick, stop bitching out.
Don't be selfish.
Don't give up on your destiny.
How do these conversations always come up?
Because Nick's living a hentai right now.
It's...
Apparently, I don't see how.
Listen, you're the one that recreationally watched it. Even I know this. This is just
recreationally watched. Past tense.
Watching. Fucking, literally fucking, even, this is just a basic porn trope. It happens in porn. But it doesn't ever happen in real life. How are you living this?
Because it's not actually happening. What are you talking about?
Well, at the very least, yes, it is happening in the sense that this whole thing is set up.
The most basic of premises happened.
It did happen, though. That's the amazing part. Listen, like we said, all of us admit, you're not getting laid. We know it. You can't get that lucky.
I wouldn't want to get that lucky.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Are you sure?
I'm sure that I do not want to have sex with my cousin.
She's listening right now.
Actually, I'm going to look out my window to see if she's actually here.
She heard the entire conversation.
Because typically I'm really good about listening for when my front door opens. Like, I've gotten so attuned to listening to sounds that I can tell when someone opens the back door to the house or the front door.
Why.
Yeah, no, I don't.
It's just something that I've kind of grown to know because I spend so much time in my room.
Faster, like, it's better than just tabbing, I suppose.
Yeah, like I know when my dad coughs because his cough is so distinct and because it like goes through the entire house, and I've heard it so many times. Anyway, I'm usually fairly good about listening for when doors open and such. However, when we're on a podcast, I usually get focused, and then I kind of tune it out, so I'm going to look real quick. Please note, I have no idea what her car looks like.
You know about what?
I don't know what her car looks like. Because how my house is situated is that I'm on the second floor, like, facing out to the street, with, like, an arched window facing outwards, so I can just open my blinds slightly and see, like, what cars are on the street or in the driveway. However, I don't know what her car looks like, and my street is usually fairly populated with cars at night. So, yeah, I don't know if she's here or not. I could just go through the house real quick and find out, but...
Fucking SWAT sweep it.
Yeah.
Get down on the ground!
The game we should play.
Anyway,
there are a lot of good
back to Payday.
Payday, that's not a SWAT simulator.
That's an anti-SWAT simulator.
That's a heisting game, but it is similar.
Heists.
Also, going back to an earlier point, if you like, if you had to get laid within a week or you would die, how would you go about doing so?
Be honest.
Find somebody. And find somebody and have to get and somehow muster the courage.
I don't think I'd have a
do it.
problem.
I'm
And
gonna
it also
die.
can't be a prostitute.
Yeah,
What?
no, it had to.
I don't think I'd have a problem.
Yeah, I'd probably
Like, at least from like my perspective, I have no problem wooing somebody. If I have to woo them, then that's a little bit harder.
I mean, you just have to bang them. That's it.
All right, Bill Cosby, it is.
Consensually bang them, and it can't be a prostitute.
Button pops.
put in pups.
Like, basically, how do you convince somebody? What's your plan?
Well, it's really hard. I mean, at that point, I have to go and fucking like find somebody that's interested. I mean, like, if it has just to be consensual, there's like I'm always getting emails saying there's it's single women in the area that really want to talk to me, so I could just go in front of them.
All right, enough of the bullshit. I'm actually kind of interested in like how you would go about doing so.
And then completely serious. Probably. That's actually. It would take some form of planning because, like, how do you meet somebody? I don't have any connections with anybody besides you fuckers. So.
It's like when you think about it, it's like, oh
I
yeah,
imagine
bang
I'd try online dating.
that
see
could
if-
work. Like, Tinder would probably be the best bet, to be honest.
That too. That would probably be it. Probably go from there and try to forge something through that. Realistically, that's probably the quickest form of way to do it.
Yeah. Well, let's say you can't use Twitter, Tinder, whatever it is.
Tinder, I didn't. Dating sites, eHarmony, etc.
Yeah.
Christians mingle. That's hard mode.
Hard mode? Fuck.
What happened?
Dropped his Beyblade or something.
Not my Beyblade. Fuck you. I mess
Beyblade.
around with the front of my computer sometimes, and sometimes things fall off. It's inconsequential to the actual computer, it's just the case.
Mm-hmm. Sure it is.
Anyway, yeah, Tinder, probably best bet.
Chris, how about you? What's your game plan?
Probably procrastinate till the last day and then desperately figure out that I'm basically gonna die.
Well,
That
let's
sounds
say
like
it's
Chris.
let's say it's not just you. Let's say it's the world. The weight of the world is on your shoulders.
Fuck the world is Chris's reaction.
Desperately apologize to so many people. I'm sorry. Why? You'll figure it out.
What if it became like a fucking reality TV show thing?
Ooh, that'd be cool. Like, they make like you
Because
can't use Tinder, you can't use online sources. You have to actually go out into the world and find someone to bang.
Find someone, bang them immediately. Go.
Just join The Bachelor.
Ooh, and you can't break your normal regimen. So you have to go to the same places, the same spaces. With
Great.
like,
So I just have to find someone at school to bang at this point. Great.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
could
don't
do
leave.
that.
I don't leave my house at all. Okay. Oh look, I'm screwed.
yeah, I was gonna say I have that same problem.
I mean, we wouldn't pick you two. It's a reality show.
Now, Ian, that would be an interesting episode.
Yeah, we just watch. It's an interesting episode as we watch him wander around the house, and then we get to the end of the week and he doesn't have anybody.
I mean, he goes to work.
Yeah. Ooh, there's a lot of customers that come in.
Yeah, he
So
can
he
flamingo
could-
with them.
Yeah, he could just like slip them with a little sheet of paper, like, "Hey, you wanna meet later?"
Yo, bang me.
Wink.
Screw you.
We're talking hypothetical and everything. I went through it. Fucking,
I think I could pull it off.
maybe. I'd say
Like the hardest part of that would just be like the initial asking, because I got some troubles with like building up the confidence to actually ask somebody like, "Hey, let's go have sex."
Bang. Okay.
I don't think. I mean, if the weight of the world is on your shoulders, I don't think confidence is a big problem.
I suppose.
No, it's a big problem. Weight of the world. So suddenly, in addition to actually having to get yourself laid, you have to actually get yourself laid because the world's going to end, and so you're going to be pressured in some way or fashion. Hey, let's can we hurry this up? part where I bang you. All right.
I mean, we haven't really talked about the time span. Let's say you've got like 3 months.
3 months? That's plenty of time.
That's
You
a
think?
bit easier. A week's pretty hard.
A week's
Like-
pretty hard, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
if you have 3 months, you could go all word God only knows on it, where you could stalk them, learn their habits, and like get to know them, and actually like get them to bang you.
Potentially.
Like know exactly how to get into their pants.
Yeah, potentially. It's, who knows?
A week though, that's a bit harder.
A little bit.
You get to find someone and get them to.
It's an interesting hypothetical. I honestly think we would all fail, but
Probably.
I think I
Nick,
could pull it off.
you would definitely fail.
No, because like the perception of me around school is that I'm a fairly funny guy.
Funny does not equal bangable in any
Yeah.
sense.
Funny equals likable though, which is the first step. I probably have the best chance out of all of us, to be honest.
No.
Like Iggy, you're too
Well,
much of a narcissistic asshole.
I can go after the desperate housewives and people, though. I can go after fucking people and it's not illegal.
Wait, what?
Well, I mean, like, you
Oh,
have
yeah.
you shortened your demographic because, you know,
Okay, yeah, it'd be strictly people at school.
pretty much, yeah. Or you have to do
Yeah.
some weird, like, underground meetup for kids. Because you're a minor, bitch.
Like I'm a minor bitch, or I'm a minor bitch.
There was a comment. There was a pause there.
Okay, I couldn't.
Oh, I mean, I guess the only I'll do it later. I've remembered something from my week, but it's not important right now.
All right. So anyway, yeah, I'm basically not going to do anything this week pertaining to parents being out of the house. No house parties, no bringing chicks over. No.
How are you
Or,
supposed to
well, the thing is, you know, like half the chicks are going to come from a different dimension, so.
Oh, I mean, of course. How could I have been so foolish? Though if there was a week for it to happen, that would be it. Oh,
Yes.
please, anime gods, send me a waifu.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be anime. It's based in reality, motherfucker.
Or realistic gods, send me a waifu. That better?
You're still not getting a waifu.
Fucking, send me an anime plot that ends with me having a nice girl to live into hold forever.
You get a fucking big, beefy Russian girl named Olga. Not German or something. I don't know what Olga is. It could be Russian.
Olga's a Russian term. Or Russian name, really.
Not to say this-
Otherwise, just been prepping for finals and such. Turning in final projects and papers. I watched 13 Reasons Why over the course of less than 24 hours.
Why?
So did you enjoy it?
Can you give me
Yes.
13 reasons why the fuck you watched that?
Sure. It's a Netflix original. It's a teenage drama. It had actors that I liked, specifically Clay's actor, who I don't remember his name right now. It had an interesting concept.
That's debatable.
A concept that I was interested in.
There you go. That I can't refute. Except I
Indeed.
can, because, you know, you're fairly easy to understand. I know exactly what you're thinking. No, taco kittens don't exist, by the way.
That's not what I was thinking. My sister had watched
Same
it,
thing.
and that was up there, so cool. I heard that it was pretty decent. Let's see. I'm on 6 reasons right now. I wanted a series to watch. The art for it caught my attention.
Art for it.
Like, on Netflix, there's a bunch of, like, cards for each show. Like, oh, hey, here are the main characters. I thought the art for it was interesting. Now, here's where the hard part comes.
Penises. Yes, it was low-hanging fruit, but
As surprised you didn't go off on that one as well.
I said, but shh.
No, like you could have continued it, whatever. Anyway, I got 8 reasons why I watched it initially.
Close enough.
Now, here are the reasons why I liked it. So I've watched a decent amount of teen dramas, you know, Zoe 101, Degrassi,
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
yeah, I mean, how could you not? Mainly the earlier seasons of Degrassi, because those are the ones my sister watched, and I used to watch them with her.
Because reasons?
Yeah, because reasons. I remember a good amount of it, and the plots, and how they were fairly bad, and completely unnuanced, and basically cliched completely.
Unnuanced? Is that a word?
They weren't nuanced? Is that better? I don't know.
I don't know. What is nuanced?
They were nuanced means like slight differences, or they're not blunt about their themes. However, Degrassi and such were blunt. However, I mean, this is 13 Reasons Why was kind of blunt as well, but whatever. Anyway, I initially got interested in the show because of the concept and that Netflix was doing it. Because Netflix has this kind of knack for turning cliched sort of topics and turning them into like and doing something new with them. For instance, with stand-up comedy, they started to fund a lot of them, and Bo, for instance, his comedy special was funded by Netflix.
Ooh.
And he did a lot of new stuff with it as well, with all that funding and such. Some other examples include... Oh, fuck it. I'm blanking right now.
Oh, fuck it.
What was that? It was, Stranger Things. Yeah, they took the 80s horror, like, bunch of kids flick and turned it into something really cool and good, because at that point it's kind of been beaten to the ground. Since 8, they turned the whole body touching stuff, or body connection stuff, and turned it into something really good as well.
Dude, more of that released yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're fucking right. I need to watch that.
I've heard of Stranger Things. I've heard of villains in Stranger Things, monsters, and weird things in Stranger Things. I've heard it's a good show. Was not interested in the slightest after like the first 5 minutes. I wasn't really interested going into it, like, but still, I couldn't get myself around to watching it, and then I started watching it. I'm like, I got super bored.
All right, well, I don't really know how I'm going to convince you to watch it besides saying it's good.
You can't. I tried going back to The Flash, and I know I like The Flash, and I just couldn't watch The Flash either.
Yeah,
I fucking can't do it.
Guess you're just a piece of shit.
Say, but whatever.
Like, okay, I can kind of comprehend how you just, like, first 5 minutes, you're completely bored, and you're just done. But I'm not one to typically do stuff of that sort.
Skip to the end.
I'd simply give stuff, you know, fucking...
and you'll be fine.
I try to fucking give stuff, you know, a run for their money. Like, give them the first episode. Except the, you know, a few exceptions. Like, I did watch the first episode of Breaking Bad, and I kind of wish I didn't because I didn't like it. I usually get more disappointed than anything else. But yeah, have I watched what?
Game of Thrones?
Yes, actually, I watched the first season.
Ooh.
I'm not inclined to go watch any more of it.
All right, anyways.
Mainly because like, you have to pay for it and all that other shit. And even if I had it, I wouldn't watch it. I slugged through it. I thought it was okay. But
All right. Well, anyway, 13 Reasons Why. Story behind it is, so this girl commits suicide, and she leaves behind 13 tapes, all of which talk about a specific person, and how they had affected her life to kill herself. Or, yeah. And so these tapes have been sent around to each person, and now they've gotten to Clay Jensen, who the story mainly revolves around. What I like about the concept is that throughout a lot of other shows, when they present suicide, they do present the lead up to it, but it's not really good how they do it per se. It's more just like going through the motions, like, oh hey, here's the inciting incident. Here's like, it's on a much faster track, and you can see like all the conversations they had to the people. And typically, the people in the end don't actually commit the suicide. They just like they get really close, but then like somebody talks them out of it. Here, they actually go through with the suicide, and you can see how it affects each person and how each person contributed to it over the course of 13 episodes, which I don't think it should have been 13, because it does kind of drag its feet a little in the like 7 to 10 episode range. So I wish they would have condensed it a little more, but overall, they go over one tape each episode, which gives enough time to each character. And
That is, I don't care for spoilers about this if that isn't obvious. Mm-hmm. Like, did this ever impact? I imagine, like, you know, it's all about the impact that this has on the people that impacted her to do what she did. So, did this ever culminate into anything? Did anyone else like feel guilty enough to do anything?
Yes.
So, what, like, an example of that?
About it, like,
for instance, one of the reasons she killed herself was, skip to 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 9 seconds. To skip,
annotation, motherfucker.
Not going to be around when this is uploaded.
Oh, is there finally a D-Day for this shit? Or is it
no, it was the 4th of May.
Oh, so it was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, it was already out. It's already out right now.
Ouch.
Back to cards, woohoo. Or only cards now, whatever.
Back to only cards, wait, reverse cards.
Yeah, spoilers, basically. So, one of the reasons she killed herself is that because coming home from one of the parties, or coming from a party with a friend, that friend crashed into a stop sign, and Hannah, which is the main character who killed herself, is like, hey, we need to call 911 and tell them that this stop sign just got broken down, so that way nobody dies from it. Lo and behold, she doesn't want to call because then she's going to get in trouble with her dad because she was drunk. The friend, by the way. Sherry. I'll call her Sherry. Her name's Sherry.
You don't need to use, names to protect the innocent.
I know. But anyway, Sherry drives off, and then Hannah tries to go and find a phone because her phone's dead. And when she calls them, somebody already crashed, somebody's already died because of that. And so Sherry, feeling guilty about it and actually listening to Hannah's side of the story of how it occurred, actually turns herself in for the breaking of the stop sign, as well as helping out the surviving person in the crash, because only one person died in the crash, and like helping them through whatever struggles they had.
Okay, so nothing extreme, like I was thinking. The reason I brought this up is because
guys also got arrested for rape, so that was cool.
Oh, okay, so stuff like that. I'm reading a manga right now, like in between last week and this week. I've just been reading random manga, see what's good, what's not. Like, I generally look at what's popular to see if there's anything good. I found this one, and I don't remember the name of it, but the concept was like, this chick lives in a pretty shitty area with a really shitty school. And like all her life, she's up to high school. She's had a shitty experience with people, social and all that stuff, and getting bullied, etc., etc. And I don't remember what sparked it, but she then just goes completely fucking psychotic and starts fucking planning out like revenge on people, like everyone who's ever wronged her, mainly classmates. It seems kind of similar in that sense, but she didn't kill herself, obviously. And then, of course, it starts escalating, At first, it's just exposing people for like, oh, this person's actually also a prostitute, get her arrested, yada, yada, yada. And then it just starts escalating into straight up murder and all that. And it goes completely psychotic. The manga is not done yet, and I'm kind of wanting to read the rest of it because it's, at the very least, an interesting read. But, I don't remember. I'll find it later, though. I can look it up right now. It gets dark really fucking quick. And I found it more enjoyable because it got dark because, a lot of things don't get that dark to where, the people are getting murdered straight up. People's emotions are being played with, etc., etc. Some people committed suicide in that. So I don't think has any like mainstream television done stuff like that. I would have liked it. Like if 13 Reasons had done more dark shit like that. I was
Oh
trying
no, there is a decent amount of dark shit. It's just in the later half of the show. Like
I probably didn't
kids
slog through it.
like slipping weed into
Oh,
people's
gosh.
backpacks to get them out of the way. Like in
That's-
jail.
That's fairly, harmless.
I mean, it ruins their record, and also protection of themselves is really important because so the basic going back to the earlier premise, the tapes are going through each person one by one, so whoever's on tape 1 gets it first, then tape 2 gets that second, third, fourth, all the way up to 13. And on each of them it says, oh hey, there's a copy, and if you don't listen to all the tapes and send it to the next person, all the tapes are going to be released to the world this year, and everyone will know what you did.
Wait. Can you repeat that?
So there's a copy of the tapes.
Yes.
Alright? And so Hannah, before she killed herself, had this guy kind of be the had be the overtaker of the entire operation. Like, hey, if anything goes wrong, you fix it. So, at the beginning of the first tape, she says...
So there's an accomplice.
Right.
What a dick.
I mean, it goes into why he does it, so, yeah.
I imagine. Whatever. I'm not going to try to speculate about it.
Yeah. Anyway, it also puts into perspective how each person who was on the tapes sees each other and the extent to which they fucked up. For instance, there's a lesbian that spreads rumors to protect that she's lesbian. There is a stalker who...
A stalker?
A stalker that gets continuously bullied. There's a guy who pretends that he's not gay, there's a guy who everyone thinks is gay, but he's not actually gay.
What circumstances lead to that?
He looks gay. A lot of people think he's gay. He's not actually gay. There's an arrogant intellectual who publishes people's writings without their permission, and so on and so forth. There's a couple of jocks in there as well, of different motivations, like bad backgrounds, good backgrounds, whatever. And it tries to portray how they each see each other on the tapes. Like, for instance, the stalker guy, nobody trusts throughout the entire thing. However...
always trust the stalker person.
I mean, yeah, nobody's trusts the stalker person.
No, I said always trust them.
No!
They know what's happening. Trust them.
I mean, yeah, they know what's happening, but can you trust them?
Yes.
I mean, they got dirt on everyone, so technically, whatever. Anyway, and, the rapist guy is on tape 13 or 12. He was on tape 12. Tape 13 was the counselor.
Counselor.
And so he doesn't get the tapes till very, very end. And so that sparks a lot of discussion within the people who received the tapes beforehand. Like, what are we gonna do about this? Like, he's a rapist, but, if we give him the tapes, then he's gonna know. But we want him to get convicted, but at the same time, a lot of them were friends with him. So we're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't, but maybe we should. And it created a nice group dynamic between them.
So then,
apparently... Do we tell out the rapist, but no, he's our friend? Rape the person.
Yeah. Also, you might think, wait, it's just 13 tapes. How does it take so long for one guy to listen through all 13 tapes?
I didn't actually think that.
I mean, it comes up pretty quickly, wait, why isn't he just, each tape's maybe, 20 minutes long, probably? But it takes him so long to get through them because he actually really did like and love this girl. And so hearing her voice continuously and all the bad things that happen to him really affect him. And as the series progresses, it affects him more and more until he hits a breaking point. But then he kind of steps back from the breaking point. But then he teeters on the edge of insanity for a while, which is really good. As well as continuously trying to do something about what he hears in the tapes. before him, there's 10 people that have all listened to the tapes and that have all passed it on and have done nothing about it. And like he's the catalyst for all the actions that occur. Like you said earlier, oh, I wish there was more revenge in the show, or like,
Well,
revenge is a cool concept.
Dark concepts within shows like these are typically pretty good. Revenge
Yeah.
is like the easiest one to do and usually played very well.
Yeah.
But like with
So-
the person dead, it's really hard. I mean, but you have the dude, so he could potentially do something. But
And that's what he does. Like, so Hannah didn't actually give any instructions of what to do with the tapes beyond, hey, make sure everybody gets them and listens to them. So whatever people do with them is what they do. They listen, they pass it on. So Clay,
Them to know, I think they're pieces of shit.
yeah. So Clay is basically the only one that actually does something about it. And he does get revenge on a couple of them as well for what they've done. For instance, Rapist dude, he gets sent to jail. And so on and so forth with a couple of the other ones.
oh, damn it. So like, I imagine with how sensitive people are these days, there's been a bunch of claims that this show has been like desensitizing suicide or something. I imagine
And-
someone's complained about this show in some way.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, a lot of people are like, hey, it glorifies suicide because it kind of fantasticizes.
Uh, I know what
Well,
word
yeah.
you're trying to use, but you fucked me up.
Yeah, I know.
Fantasize? Nah, that's not it.
No, it's
Romanticize.
Romanticize.
Yes. Yeah, it kind of romanticizes it like, oh man, she's getting so much attention and people are like doing so many things about it.
Yeah, that's
Which-
the problem.
Yeah.
No, they're
Which-
not, because she's already dead.
Well, the thing is, though, like, well, I'll get into the psyche of it later.
Yeah. But basically, the way to counteract that is that when they show the actual suicide scene, they make it fucking hard to watch.
What did she do, by the way, bro?
No,
The little bit that I had watched, I feel like I would be very, very vindicated about watching her die.
Vindicated.
so what she does is she fills up the bathtub as much as possible without actually having it overflow. Then she stops the faucet, grabs razor blades, and goes like...
Ew.
So there are two ways to slit your wrist. There's across, and then there's there's horizontal and vertical. Horizontal is if you want attention. Vertical is if you actually want to die because you cut along the vein and make sure that all the...
The blood goes out. Yes, you bleed to death.
That's massively excessive.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Oh, there's a person in his room. Oh, the only person that could be in his room. Is it starting?
Oh shit, are we seeing the beginnings of the hentai right now, guys?
Is it starting? Well, if he's not back in like half an hour, we'll know why.
He was banging.
Or the fairy just dropped in. Who knows?
So yeah, remember how your friends were talking about banging people? You do have to do that now.
She's like wiretapped into this shit. It got like to weird, creepy, Goth side levels. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I don't have to recommend an anime. Ooh. So, you gonna stick around to actually recommend an anime this time?
Maybe.
Depends on what time it is.
I recommend you start figuring that out now while Nick is enjoying life.
I like the chair squeaks.
So you can hear that?
Yeah. Is that you?
That is me.
Motherfucker, why?
I missed something, didn't I?
Can't hear the chair squeaking?
Yeah.
That.
Okay. Got it.
That's it.
Why chair squeaks? Why?
Motherfucking teleporty ass units. Stop teleporting onto my ship.
Teleport onto his ship, murder him. Yo, is
That's what they're
Cruel-
doing, and then I fucking beat them up, and then they leave.
Is your Cruel named after us?
No.
Oh, that's sad.
I name them after the fucking respective parts they should be in. Like, I'm playing Faster Than Light, by the way.
Yeah, I've seen some slight gameplay of it.
Holy fuck, yeah, I'll take that. But
Never
yeah, like I signed them to like, oh, this guy's named Pilot because he's the pilot. This guy is named fucking Weapons because he's the weapons. This guy is named Shields because he activates shields. There's no thought put into it other than that. Oh God.
About naming him. Anyway.
That's what I was gonna bring up, and I'll bring it up later. But yeah, I'm making a video game, and I'm turning you all into mechs.
Yeah, you need to give me details on that so I can like try to concept some designs.
I've got concepts in my. I say I have concepts. I don't really have concepts. I'm making the characters first, and then thinking about how they'll look. Like I'd rather making them. Making sure they work out and like just balance them. And then I need to figure out exactly what the game is going to be. Like it's still very much an evolving concept, but I'm at a place where I feel like it's happy. It works really good where it is right now. And it's been changing for a while, but I got it. It's going to probably be a mobile game, come to think of it. It feels like it would be a really good mobile game. Potential to make some money with that, I suppose.
You could release it on Steam, probably.
Yeah. Oh fuck! I don't think I've ever actually made it to the end of this game before.
I've never played that before.
I played it. I used to play it a lot. Hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey,
How was it? How was it?
Short. Anyway, what was I talking about?
13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, what? Oh yeah, Suicide Team.
You said something about Vertical.
To be honest, I didn't like her, and I feel like I would enjoy that scene.
Yeah. If you want to die, you go vertical. If you don't want to die, if you want attention, you go horizontal. She goes vertical, and like as she's cutting it, like a huge amount of blood just like floods out. And you can see on her face, like, damn, this is, like, the entire scene is just...
Damn,
really...
I should have actually just overdosed.
Like, it is really fucking difficult to watch. And it makes you really uncomfortable because it's really hard to explain how it makes you feel that way. It's just sort of like this instinctual thing, like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
So you're telling me you felt emotions for once?
I feel emotions a lot of the time. What are you talking about?
Do you?
Yes.
I don't think you do, Nick.
Oh, yeah. And the fucking blood from her arteries makes the bath fill over, and so the bloody water starts to leak out of the tub and like under the door of the bathroom, which is it's a hard scene to watch, and it's a really good scene as well. It gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
All right then, good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good show basically.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, the reason I point out that it does a lot different with its genre because it's just straight up like it's just the tapes. It's no like all of the time they have the people confront each other and talk through like, hey, you did this, and they're like, no, I didn't, and they're like, hey, you did this, no, I didn't. Instead, it's just you get their side of the story. You can't retort. You can't be like, no, I meant it like this instead. Or no, I didn't know that this was how it was going to impact you. It's just straight up, you can't retaliate against her, which I thought was really cool. Anyway, spoilers done.
All right.
What else did I do this week? Presentations galore. So, my Thursday was filled with presentations, and I've noticed something about myself that when I am on, say, 1 hour of sleep, I am very, very good at doing presentations.
You think, right?
And I really don't like that I'm I'm much better on 0 sleep at doing presentations than I am with full sleep.
I'd say that's probably linked to inhibitions, or
Yeah, yeah.
Or-
Because I didn't sleep at all the night before because I had an English paper due the next day, and I was like, oh, it's going to take me like 30 minutes. It took me 4 hours, and I was able to take like an hour nap before school.
No,
So-
no, you're making this. Your fucking hour nap was he went to bed at midnight, he woke up at 1 o'clock and decided it was a good idea to play games.
No, I didn't play any games that night, Chris. Trust me, I did not.
What did you do when you woke up at 1 then? What the fuck was
I went back to work.
Oh.
Like, what
Left out that
ended
part.
up happening was that I was working on it till like midnight, and I was like, I'm gonna take a break for a second, lay down for a minute. I lay down, and I wake back up an hour later, like, shit, I gotta get back to work. At which point I work through the night, all the way to the morning, print it out, go to school, turn it in. At which point I then need to finish my PowerPoint for the presentation the next period, which I do, and then I do the presentation, and it goes fantastical because I am fucked up completely. And even on, like, she graded it and sent me it on like the online thing that we use. And in the note she was like, Nick, you did a wonderful job. I loved your enthusiasm in your presentation as well as your creativity. So that was fun. And then on music history,
Dude,
I did a history of American music. I did a presentation on disco and how it's evolved into a new form of, like, back in the 70s, 80s, disco became a huge thing and then died off very quickly. It became huge because this movie...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it became huge because there's this movie called Saturday Night Fever that was released, which wasn't actually based on the actual disco scene. It was based off a weird guy's, like, view of the disco scene, but he just moved to America, so he didn't know what the disco scene actually was. And so he moves here, he makes the movie, and it blows up for a while, and then there's the day that disco died, but didn't actually die that day, where a bunch of baseball fans where a baseball team was like, hey, you want to destroy your disco CDs? Well, if you turn one in when you come in to the fucking stadium? Yeah, it's a stadium. If you give one to us when you come into the stadium, you get like 3/4 of the price off. Which, they were expecting only like 6,000 people extra show up. 60,000 extra showed up. So they filled up all the stands, and then at the end of the first quarter, whatever it's called in baseball, I don't know. Pitch, bat, whatever.
Inning.
Inning, whatever. They put a bunch of the CDs in the middle of the field, and then they blow it up. Shards go everywhere. Drunk fans rush onto the stadium floor. Everything gets destroyed, and the game's canceled, which causes a huge outcry, like, hey, get rid of disco. And then disco kind of like drops off the face of the earth. But it didn't actually die. It still existed in like underground scenes, and over time it's evolved into new things. For instance, Eurobeat.
I don't know if it's apt to say it evolved. Isn't different music just different music? I mean, stuff might take inspiration. I don't know about evolved.
I mean,
for that to be true, something would have had to been considered disco, and like it would just like continuously slightly change over time, and then it's like, well, it's still disco, but we call it something else now.
Yeah,
that's
with
evolution.
the advent of electronic music got added, or electronic components got added on to disco, which allowed it to evolve further and further. The song that I danced to during my presentation, because the first 2.5 minutes was like, hey, here's the history, and then I'm gonna do a little like dance, yay, because disco is mainly dance music. It was a hey, Technotronic Slide, which is a great song. Any case, yeah, that's my week. Go, person. Curator. Do you think?
Yo, I get. Yeah, my week wasn't anything super, anything crazy. because getting through school, doing shit. The only notable thing is the fucking Nier Automata released their DLC. So
Yep.
so I went back.
Basically, like, do you want to pay $15 for some slight content? But I think the main factor is definitely 2P's outfit. I'd imagine if anyone's buying it, it's probably because of that outfit.
Probably.
I just wanted more content for a game I enjoyed. I was like, fucking DLC, I enjoyed the fuck out of this game. Let's go. And then somehow inadvertently got 2B's outfit first. But it's
Can you even call that thing an outfit? I forget. I should forget what it looks like.
It is an outfit. They're like, it is an outfit. Yeah, it's just some slight DLC because there were these doors in the world, and in front of the doors was a robot, and the machine, and the machine would say, "Hey, it isn't ready yet. Let me explode and give you shit, so that way you don't feel bad about finding it." And that was it.
Did people like? I guess then like I just assumed it was something with 9S or something because I'm not finished playing that game yet. So I just figured, it probably happens later. So like, were people like going mad trying to figure out what the fuck those doors were?
Yeah, people were trying to figure out like what's behind those doors. Like, what the fuck is this? And nobody could figure it out. And then they released this DLC, and I think you had to actually beat most of the game before the quest itself unlocks.
Before you can before the robots will show up, you have to get like halfway through the story. Otherwise, robots won't talk to you. So.
Yep. Yeah, and even then, I think from what I read, I think you actually have to be at a certain point in the story as well for the quest to even show up.
Oh.
And since I was already done with the game, I just reloaded my save, and I was like, all right, time to just go shut this side quest. And yeah, it's like you just get a piece of mail, and it's just a bunch of numbers, but the numbers are coordinates. Thankfully, you don't have to. Thankfully, it doesn't add a fucking coordinate system. It just gives you 3 objective points. You show up, it's a door. Like the one in the Wounded Coast is like a resistance fighting arena where you fight machines. They're all fighting machines, but it's a resistance fighting arena. I've already done that one, and then I went to the desert, and then it's desert one's actually interesting because the desert one it's run by machines. It's run by machines, and they follow like this ancient culture or whatever. But in order to do the actual fights, they put on various restrictions on what you can do.
Oh.
Thankfully, yeah. So it's like, all right, begin the fight. No pod. Oh well, okay. I'll just run around and stab everything.
Oh, I can't use grenades, so well, that's actually significant.
I honestly find myself not using the pod as much, except for when I decide, except for basically, there was one machine who could end me in one hit in one of the fights, and so I just fucking ran around while hitting him with the pod. I was just like, don't. So yeah, and then there's the one in the forest, which I haven't been to yet.
I didn't even know there was one in the forest.
Apparently is.
I think I only found the one on the coast and the one in the desert because they're both fairly obvious.
Yeah, apparently there is, or at least that's where the letter says it is. So gotta go.
I've heard that, yeah, like, for once, like the enemies are actually competent and can kill you.
No.
At the very least, they're higher level compared.
They are higher level. They are higher level. They are some of the highest level enemies because it does slowly scale up. The last it goes all the way from like I think D rank to S rank. The sort of scaling D, C, B, A. S rank, you need a recommended level of like 80. And even then there's a fight where the dude will one-shot you if he even manages to smack you.
I heard I read the reviews for it a little bit. Like I've heard like level 70 is incredibly like past endgame.
Yeah. I was like level 73 by the end game, and so it took, and then like, so essentially what I did was I just ran it. I just went to the desert complex and then just kind of grinded there, grinded levels from there, so that way I could actually do any decent semblance of damage.
All right, well, yeah, that happened. Are we getting any more DLC for that game?
From what I initially read, no, but like I feel like from what I read initially, like this is probably it, which is kind of sad.
It was a
Like,
good game.
It was a good game, and I wish we got more DLC for more story bits, but
Yeah,
well,
let's make it for Nier Automata 2 or whatever the fuck they'll call it next. Nier fucking Humanata.
near something completely different, because these games like to jump fucking several hundred years.
I mean, androids don't age, so.
Have you done Emil's Quest?
Emil's Quest. I don't remember who that is.
You might not have. Oh, he's like a merchant.
That
He's
meant
the
a lot
head
of
guy.
He's a very distinct face.
Oh, that guy. I don't think so. Like, what had happened was I found him. I'm like, oh, this is the guy on the fucking icon.
Yep.
And then fucking, like, okay, so is he important? He runs away. He runs into the forest. I'm like, okay, cool, forest. I got absorbed in the forest, forgot about him, and he came back as a fucking merchant later. And that was basically all my interaction with the little thing.
Eventually you get a side quest about him.
Okay.
It's like a flower side quest. You get a very specific
Oh,
location.
the flower one. Yes, I did that.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did that?
the lunar
Oh, so you learned-
tears.
Yeah, so you learned about him.
I learned some things. Like, he spoke about some shit and is like, I need to stay here for a few minutes.
He's essentially the same dude from. He's essentially same character from Nier.
He is. He is the same character, just like
Well,
a
he's not the
clone
same character.
mind or something.
Yeah, he's like. Yeah.
He basically
basically-
broke up his personality.
Well, no, what happened was like the fucking aliens invaded, and he, he's one of the he decided he was gonna defend, so he's like, fuck it, I'll copy myself. This copying yourself's not great, and suddenly everything went bad.
So,
she's
yeah,
still fucking around.
speaking about the whole fucking, the fucking DLC, what the fuck is with the DLC's name?
It's super lazy. It's really late.
3C1D1194400927.
If you're some
That
sort of
seems
conspiracy
overly
theorist, it probably
complex.
means something.
Or
Yeah.
like someone scratched their face on a keyboard. It's super weird. Like, is it a code? It's probably a
It
code.
probably is. Because with these sorts of games, they always hide like Easter eggs in like code and stuff.
You would think. I kind of feel like this is nothing. Like, the story has been, like, this story is obviously the main point of this game. It's very well done, but I feel like it's not like the most, like, hidden meaning type stuff. Like, I don't get a sense that there's a bunch of hidden stuff in this game, or like things that the game doesn't directly tell you.
Hmm.
Then again, I haven't even finished the game, so I'm not the authority on that.
At the end of your week?
The other notable thing is I did watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 yesterday.
Ooh. Don't talk about it.
I don't give a shit.
I give a huge shit.
I didn't like the first movie, so.
You hate everything popular.
It's not that they're popular, it's that they're movies.
No, like, just in general, you hate Breaking Bad, you hate Game of Thrones.
I didn't say I hate it, I just
You
didn't
hate
enjoy
them.
it.
You hate them.
I didn't say hate.
It's heavily implied
Look,
that you
I
hate
hate
them.
Lip flappers. I don't enjoy Breaking Bad.
You hate everything popular. It's like your shtick or something.
Not only is that a fallacy, it's wrong.
Like you're all in the indie scene. Oh yeah, here's this.
Indie shit sucks too.
Here's this obscure, awesome anime, boys. Like, who the fuck recommends interviews with monster girls?
That's hugely mainstream.
How'd you even know about it?
I read the
not
manga.
Yeah, how the fuck did you know about the
I
manga?
read the manga. and it was coming out. It was actually one of the more it was one of the more popular shows during the season.
I never heard a single fucking thing about it.
I even mentioned it when we were like, "Oh, this is the shit coming out." When we talked about it, like, "Oh, hey, this."
It ain't popular shit.
Nick, you're fucking wrong.
Insane.
Fucking fallacies, and just blatantly wrong. I'm very open with what I hate, and I very, very specifically say what I hate and what I don't hate. What I don't enjoy is entirely different.
Is there a movie you enjoy?
I enjoy a lot of Ghibli films. I liked Avengers.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, you know, right? Yeah, totally. One movie totally counteracts all the others.
Yeah, I'm totally done talking, by the way. I mean, I'd have to look back on it. It's been a huge time since I've actually sat down and watched a movie. I enjoyed Deadpool quite a lot.
I haven't watched that yet, but I really want to because
I really want to see Deadpool too. I like Thor. I like a lot of the Marvel movies, although I haven't seen them.
I'm sorry, I was a huge asshole right there.
Why are you?
Yeah.
Was that an asshole thing to do?
Yeah, because I was basically saying, hey, fuck your opinions.
I couldn't even take you seriously. I couldn't even tell you if you were serious.
I was trying to be. That was an asshole thing. I'm sorry.
Like, no one can directly... Like, if someone's... It's really hard for me to pick up on asshole things, so I always just let water flow as it is. I don't really pick up on things being an asshole or not. So, I didn't even catch it. So, not really an apology needed. I already know you're an asshole by nature, but...
I know, but that especially was just too asshole-ish.
Were you? I couldn't... Like, the voice and everything, you were bordering on Kermit, so I couldn't tell.
I know.
It was too.
That was just mean.
It was too mean. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What?
No.
That's not even close to mean. That's sad.
You didn't deserve that, is what I'm trying to say.
It was.
I feel like I'm missing.
Like for some reason, I keep thinking that you're this narcissistic asshole who hates everything popular and is just into indie shit. But I know that you're not.
What the? I don't know where that came from.
Somehow.
Anyway, I'm sorry. That was unwarranted.
Full on emotional mode here, like
I don't get it either. It's
wait a
more
minute, I suddenly feel very bad for my actions. It's like, it's like not yesterday's session of D&D, but the session before when we were killing that poor little orc person, and I was like, I don't want to kill him. This suddenly got really bad. This suddenly doesn't feel right anymore. Except this is on a much larger scale because this went from this is not killing a virtual person. This is I'm sorry for insulting you.
It wasn't even an insult though.
I'm waiting for the turnaround.
I am too. This is like some sort of long con.
It's not though.
The longest of cons.
How the fuck do you run in Nier Automata?
You
What?
dash many
I
times.
forgot how to run.
Dash.
Right trigger.
Oh, there you go. I'm trying to run like it's For Honor. Fucking A.
Right trigger. You do the dash, and eventually you start running.
I keep forgetting. Like I mentioned it specifically somewhere. Like I think about streaming, but fucking trying to run, like playing Nier Automata and For Honor at the same time, I get fucked up. Is that it?
So what now?
Is it just gonna stop?
I don't know.
Is it time for the anime homework?
I suppose so.
All right.
I think the other thing I was gonna mention when I kind of did mention it while Nick was fucking off banging somebody.
Got so sad. I don't know why he did, but he did. It's
Yeah.
great.
I'm making a game right now. It's in a long process of being made, like it's still in conceptual stages and art's being made and all that stuff. But I'm turning all you fucks into mechs.
Yeah, you told us last
Question.
week.
Question by mech.
I didn't say this last week. I already told you this
Question.
yesterday.
By
Oh,
mech,
okay.
do you mean like just a robot or giant robot or super giant robot?
Well, they're playable characters. The idea is that this, well, kind of stupid story is that their mechs are like the like kind of like characters in this game I'm making, and they kind of you can interchange between different mechs as you see fit. Like, I want to do this level as this mech and level it up and yada yada. And I thought,
Okay.
like, just like the weird characteristics of you fucks over time has made to actually a fairly suitable thing for making into a video game character. Like Mega.
So by mech, do you mean like the Metal Gear Solid type of mech, where it's that sort of thing, or do you mean
just like I'm more envisioning kind of like I don't really know at this point.
Power suit?
You mean power suit,
like
Gundam,
pretty much
giant robot?
Like maybe like an exosuit-ish type mech. Maybe bigger than that though. Maybe not
so
quite as big as like
mech.
Pacific Rim. Think of like Pacific Rim, but if it was like half the size.
That's still giant robot. Hang on, there's
giant robot.
Hang on, there's a technical term for this crap, and I don't know what it is.
It's a mech.
Are we talking 2 stories or 3 stories high?
Maybe 2.5 stories. 2 to 3 stories sounds about right. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, your likenesses are being used, so deal with it.
So, not an exosuit. So it's bigger than an exosuit. So it would be okay. So like, not Command and Conquer. What's the other game? Damn it! I can't remember. I don't know the game.
Dragon Commander.
No.
Divinity Dragon Commander. Yeah. Dragons.
Robo Command. No. Damn it! What's
RoboCop?
it called?
It's RoboCop, isn't it?
RoboCop.
No. What's the name of that game where you control a mech? Or like a series of mechs?
What's the name of the game where you control
StarCraft?
Armored Core?
Armored Core. That's it. Armored Core.
I used to love Armored Core. I think the guys who made Armored Core, I think they also made Dark Souls, I believe. Or they made some other mech-related game.
So you're sort of talking about an Armored Core type mech.
Oh, it's from Software. Same people. Yeah. Maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah, kind of Armored Core-ish.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, now I have some stuff to work with. Good to know.
It's going to be pixel art, though, so...
Well, I'm going to make a full, like, design for it first, because reasons...
I suppose. I don't have any, like, explicit designs. I'm just, like, making, like, abilities and basic descriptions of these things.
Okay.
It's designed to play on a phone, so it's not overly complex with what they can do.
Well, if you decide to go further with it, you should make it like a full-blown game that's not on a phone.
I feel like the concept for the game would work best on like a mobile game.
What kind of style is it? Is it
like a brawler? I want to say like it's like a brawler type.
A brawler on a phone?
There it exists.
Like a 2D.
Like a 2D brawler. Like,
Smash Bros?
I think like a Castle Crashers almost.
Yeah, you walk into your area.
That would actually be really fun. Imagine a Castle Crashers style game. It's technically called a hack and slash. A hack and slash with your mechs.
Yeah, like that almost. I've got a bunch of cool concepts and some stuff I want to try out. I want to innovate on some stuffs. That's
virtual controller, I suppose.
Virtual controller. What's that?
You superimpose a controller onto the screen.
Right.
And that's how they use it.
Yeah, like that. I've seen games use like a transparent controller thingies with like joystick.
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so it has to be kept simple for stuff like that. But that's ideally what I want to put it on.
Okay.
Okay.
Best played there. And I'm working on other games, but they're less far into development. Except for one, but I'm not going to talk about that one.
Basically, you're less interested in them, and you're more interested in this one.
I actually say like this one's like the secondary project. I've got one other one, but I don't want to talk about that one yet.
You don't want to spoil it.
I've talked about it a little before, but yeah, I don't want to talk about that one quite yet.
I probably wasn't here for one of those because for work and stuff.
Well, I don't remember. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I kind of said it earlier, but I brought it back again. There we go. So we should probably go into anime now.
Yeah.
So last time I won with fucking Monster Girls, so I don't have to recommend anything this time.
I mean, we vote on anime second.
I know, but just saying, I don't have to fucking... I'm putting this here now because you folks always take half an hour to try and figure out something. Saying...
I already have something.
Okay, but for people that...
Nick, think about it. and go back.
But for the people that are just going to be sitting here and playing Fire Emblem Heroes or, other stuff.
Fire Emblem Heroes, though. I pulled 2 5-stars yesterday.
2?
Yeah, got a 5-star Hawkeye and Azura.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both fairly good, and I like them both.
Yeah, so that.
After
So
that especially.
while you're, making Nick sad that you're getting so much stuff, you should probably think about an anime to recommend.
I have my anime.
And we're not doing any specific things, especially since Mega isn't here.
And I have secondary just in case.
Good.
If you want to skip the anime homework, go to 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 57 seconds.
Okay, but yeah, this week is interviews with Monster Girls or Demi-chan something or other. Nick?
Oh, interviews with Monster Girls?
Yes. Oh, do you know this?
Yeah, I watched it.
Holy fuck, you can contribute.
Demi-chan wa Katari Tai.
Why did you watch Monster Girls?
It was interesting.
It was.
That and there hasn't really been any good dubbed anime on my websites lately.
Did it get dubbed?
No, it was only
Yes.
sub.
No, it's
What?
dubbed.
There was a dub. There was a
Really?
dub.
How did I miss that?
It's
I did
completely
mention
dubbed.
there was a string of anime that was getting dubbed alongside their subs.
Like I got halfway through the dubbed episode, and then you guys called me, so I had to switch to sub because I couldn't fucking differentiate. It got too fucking annoying to try and differentiate, to try and listen to the anime and listen to you guys. So I just started watching the subbed version because that was easier as fuck. Let me just read this. I don't need to actually hear their voices anymore.
All right. So anyway, the basic premise of this show, for those that don't know, or those that want a refresher, is that in this universe that's incredibly similar to ours, there is these people called demis or half humans, demi-humans, stuff like that. They are basically human, except they have either something that makes them a monster-esque type thing, like a vampire or a succubus or a Yuki-onna, or I forget the other one, dual hand, like a fucking de-headed knight type thing.
Yeah.
And they exist in this society. They're shockingly rare, actually, as there's not many of them. But
there's 4 in the same school.
There is 4 in the same school, and there happened to be a teacher that really wants to. He kind of had his college degree he wanted to get a thesis surrounding Monster Girls and getting interviews with them and all that stuff. He had some sort of professional interest, although I forget what it was.
He's a college student. He's going for his master's. He wants to write his thesis on Monster Girls and how they interact with the world.
Yes.
Technically, it's demi-humans because they're both male and female ones, but
Monster Girls, yes.
I don't. Was there ever an example of a dude demi?
They never showed it in the show, but they are technically there.
Maybe Kurtz, but they never elaborate on Kurtz.
Isn't he like a deterrent? No, he's a succubus deterrent or something. I don't.
Yeah, but does that in turn make him a demi?
Possibly.
No,
maybe.
I don't know.
Because that's like most humans are affected, and if he's not, then that makes him special to some. They never explain, so we don't know.
Explain that he's just.
Let's just continue on.
That's the basic premise. He's a teacher in this school that happens to have 4 demis in them, and it's him fucking getting to know them, helping them with their problems. It's basic slice of life shit with fantasy.
And it's really good.
Yes. I don't remember any other names. Actually, the last time I watched this show, which I didn't rewatch this show because I watched it as it was coming out, so I may be a little bit foggy on some of the details, but I remember it for the most part.
Whose name? It was Yuki, Machi, Takahashi, Takanashi, and Saki. Those were the names of the main characters.
Well, unless you flashed up fucking pictures of the characters,
they named the Yuki-onna so greatly. Wouldn't you agree?
I was about to say. I just kind of remembered they just named
in the dub. She's just called a snow woman. I'm not sure if it's different in the
Well, I mean, Yuki translates to snow, so Yuki-onna, snow woman, same thing.
Okay.
So it's. I actually don't know how to start this off. Nick, do something.
this show was a lot different from what I expected.
Likewise, actually.
I was expecting it to be more along the lines of what was the other Monster Girl show we recommended?
Monster Musume.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be more along the lines of that. I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't.
No,
but at the same,
I did say they were vastly different shows. Okay,
I know, but I was still expecting it. But at the same time, the show just kind of there. Like, I have no strong feelings one way or the other on the show. It's just sort of, it's like perfectly average for me.
I can see that.
It does present some cool concepts. Like, whenever they introduce a new Demi, they go into their problems, and throughout the show you can see them relate it back to the original legends and how that affects them today, which I found somewhat cool, but at the same time they don't do enough with it to really, like, grab me. So it's just like, it was perfectly average for me.
I'm also having kind of some trouble trying to figure out what to say about this show, because the show was massively overshadowed to me while the season was coming out because of stuff like Yujo Senki.
Came out at the same time.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
That was the military show I recommended.
Yeah, something. Crazy Bitches Be Crazy.
Okay. Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Okay. Like, when it comes to perfectly average shows, I have nothing to say about them for the most part. Because,
you tried to overanalyze this one?
I did.
There's nothing to analyze is the thing. Like,
well,
I write notes for it.
They sort of analyze it for you to an extent.
Yeah, they kind of do, actually.
They analyze certain things about character interactions, sure. But, I mean, there's certain things you can say about the show. Like, I found a lot of things weird. Like, there's the obvious fact, like, the biggest elephant there is, like, okay, there's very few Demis in the world, but they all happen to be in one fucking place. Not all of them, but a large amount of them are in one place. That's, first off, why?
Yeah, that's pretty unlikely.
We know that there's 3 Dullahan's in the whole world. That much we know.
It was. I think it's say that Demis are a large minority,
yeah.
And that's for the sake of the show, that's fine. Whatever. It's still weird, but then like they're in such a minority, and yet like they have almost no negative impact. Like no one has a negative opinion of them at all ever. You feel like that would be one of the first things.
The thing is that these guys have been around forever and a half, and like the one detective even said, like, "Hey, people kind of just
people."
Yeah, what's your point?
There's still problems.
Yeah, but eventually it'll just kind of mellow out.
So you think?
Even in the show, like each of the girls was still like, like I did like this how it made sure that the distinction between a demi-human and an actual human was there, but that it didn't really matter. Like, one of the themes in the show is that the other children in the school, or like everyone in general, just treats demi-humans as humans, while at the same time, they're not. They are inherently different, and to know that they're different and acknowledge that and actually still get along with them is very important. Because, for instance, with the Doulahan, whenever anything came up about her Doulahaniness, everyone was just like, hey, what about this other thing, though? And they just kind of sweep it under the rug. But being able...
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, kids are assholes. We've explored this many a time on this podcast. And this is not a situation that would happen. It's more likely that there'd be a lot more problems. And I feel like the show doesn't explore, like, as many potential problems as it could have for interesting stuff in this show like that. Like, it is generally all on a fairly accepting level that doesn't seem natural. As weird as it is to say, like, that's not a good thing to say, but of course it is just an anime. there would obviously be a lot in the real life, a lot of problems with people blatantly being like, well, you're different, I don't like you, as they do with other things over much more trivial matters. There's a lot of room to do stuff that they just didn't. And people were just like, kids had a very mature opinion of things in this show. Like, there was a scene where a bunch of the kids...
They were in high school.
High school kids are dumb as shit. I went to high school. I saw what kids did. Fucking
shit.
Some of them did drugs, but that was literally our school was different, but still.
Yeah, no, like the only time I ever had anyone actually like interact with drugs is one of the times when I was walking over to the college. There was just like this one girl smoking, which she wasn't actually smoking at the time, but the stench of it was there.
Yeah, but I mean, we can go into certain problems about our school, like TLG got fucking punched.
We've been over that.
Well, yeah, we got over that. There was problems there, even in a school that was unique as ours was, there were still problems. So, like, you look at the kids on this show, like, they had a fucking scene where they all gathered around, like, oh, what if, this is hurting her, like, we're reacting to stuff like this. That's a very level-headed and a very mature way to go about it, which doesn't feel natural at all. Or really,
I mean, you had plenty of those conversations.
Not really. I had conversations with certain people about certain things that would normally be very volatile, yes. However, I couldn't just, talk to anyone like that in my class. Like, fucking, if I went and say, hey, what do you think about the socioeconomic policies of fucking Vietnam right now? I wouldn't get anything. Of course,
you wouldn't get anything because it's not relevant to the current topic at hand. Like, for those kids, it was relevant because... It was
hyperbolic, and what I'm trying to, explain is, like, I don't think I could get much meaningful discussion out of most of the kids in my classes. Actually, I don't think any of the people I talked with are even in my classes. Not that that matters. But yes, it's different from what I feel, is actual. And it's a very, I don't want to say it's a minor gripe, but it's just a thing that stands out is that, sometimes people don't act like people in the show.
I mean, it's not too unrealistic for them to act in that way.
But it's also like it would have been more interesting things that could have come out of it too.
Yeah, the show has a lot of failed potential.
It took the direct middle route, the route of least conflict.
Yeah, like they could have. There's a lot of things that they could have done, like have someone like actively, like they try to do it. Okay, so they tried to do it in episode 4 or 3 or 2, one of them, with Snow Woman Girl, Yuki, whatever.
That was the best example of that, actually, where some people were kind of gossiping about her, like, oh, she's different, so she must think she's hot shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, they just kind of sweep over that really quickly.
And there's like one fucking talking to from another person. It's like, oh, you don't fucking think about what that does to her, yada, yada, yada. And then some tears later, and all's good.
Yeah, they brush over a lot of things that have so much potential. Like, for instance, later on in the show, when they take the Doulahan to, like, a physics major, and, like, the physics major gives his entire spiel about what he thinks is actually happening to make it so that, the head and the body can be disconnected, but at the same time, the head can still transfer food and water and nutrients to the body, which was really cool. And I wanted more of that analysis. But you never get it.
It just focuses more on interview dude. It focuses a lot more on the interviews where they kind of explain some stuff, but not the most interesting stuff.
Like,
there were some interesting things, though.
Don't forget, they still only have 13 episodes to go through all this stuff.
Yeah, and it's like, it's pretty much caught up to where the manga is, actually. I think it's a little bit further than where I saw in the manga. And I think I'm up to date on where the manga is.
I would have much rather the show been more research-based and how that affected the lives of the monster girls.
Instead, it's more like slice of life-ish.
Yeah, the research is on the side.
Yep. It develops this weird kind of relationship between the girl, like an almost romantic relationship, but at least for the girl side of it.
Well, one of the girls, Technically
Definitely
two,
for the
but
fucking-
one. Technically two, but one of the girls does have a crush on the teacher dude.
It kind of
Yeah,
develops
Mochi.
that more often than anything else. There's a decent amount of, going into what they are, but it's not the most relevant of stuff.
Like the entire
just like-
show lacks
it's just like-
detail.
It's like a fact about vampire, then they kind of explain it. It's like, okay, cool. It could have been something else, but okay, cool.
Like this seems like it's. I want to say it's like a high school paper that's wanting to go to college. Like it has all of the things that, like it's a very baseline. Like here's all the topics that would be cool, but it doesn't delve into any detail on any of them. It's just kind of like it goes everywhere, but it doesn't go deep.
Anywhere?
Yeah,
Anywhere, really? It's a jack of all trades, but it doesn't do anything well.
right.
Also, seemingly from where I read the manga, it exactly ended with that whole physics thing.
They might have just added that last part. They might have added just the pool part just to like lengthen it to a 13-episode thing.
Well, there could
possibly.
be more. Well, that is just English
It
translated.
was
There
only
might be
12
more
episodes, by the way.
Japanese material. So, as far as the English translated stuff, and I'm pretty sure this is the most up-to-date place to read it. I'm pretty sure there might be more Japanese stuff or something. So yeah.
Are you
At least
ready
that's
to
just-
suggest our
No,
No,
There's some more stuff. I mean, that's just like, overall basic story and like structure and all that stuff. There's some other aspects about the show to talk about.
the art was fairly basic. It didn't do anything special, didn't do anything bad. The best part of the visuals was when they were talking about the Yuki Onna story, but otherwise it's just okay.
It's basic. It's generic. It works.
Yeah.
It's not bad to look at, but it's also not like. I mean, a show doesn't have to be over the top with its visuals. I feel
Yeah,
if you
no.
have visuals that work, that's good enough. And that's
Yeah,
thumbs up.
it fits the theme of the show of just being slice of lifey. It
Mhm.
works. It works. A lot of the shows more recently have tried to just like plunge their budget into the visuals of a show. Like even if it's slice of life, they just like pour tons of money into it to make it look really pretty, which can make it oversaturated with visuals. Like
I mean,
this,
if it works, it works.
yeah.
What's more important is the story because
You think, but like,
because you
you
should have a
would've-
good story, but also good visuals to go with it.
I mean, when you think, it's not like it's, one person doing everything. There are teams that do these things, and they just really invest a lot into visuals because they want the show to be really good. Like One Punch Man, that's a good story. It has really good visuals when it really
Well,
wants to.
When you know how One Punch Man first started, right?
It looks
Yeah,
like shit.
webcomic shit.
Yes, it was made. It was first a webcomic, then the guy took it, turned it into a manga, and
Well, I'm
then it
talking
became
specifically about
an
the
anime.
It is,
Well,
of
yeah.
course,
The
the
anime
story
is-
is the most important. Like everyone will tell you from almost everything media, video game related, story is the most important thing. But visuals can definitely drive up your numbers.
Definitely.
You don't need a story for some things.
But it doesn't matter if something looks good if it doesn't have a good story to it.
Silent Film.
That's,
I mean, look at
I-
Minecraft. Minecraft has no story, and the visuals aren't fantastic. Tons of people still fucking play the shit out of it though, because gameplay's also a thing.
I mean,
also,
that's-
for
that's-
instance,
that's
that's an entirely different beast.
That's kind
That's
of a different topic.
if
But
we're
here's the thing, like,
talking anime, more specifically the battle-focused animes that have good animation, like, a lot of people just watch for the animation of those fight scenes. For instance, with, what was it called? Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. A lot of
Oh,
people
yeah.
just watched it for those fight scenes, because those fight scenes were really well choreographed and, like, fucking beautiful to watch.
There's a lot of stuff that goes into the visuals and battle scenes and all that stuff. But going into like visuals don't matter or visuals do matter. If like One Punch Man was in the style of One, and I can even test this with a manga, I just don't read it because I don't like the way it looks. It makes it really hard to enjoy and read. I stopped reading the One Punch Man manga because of that. And like if the anime looked like that, I'm pretty sure no one would be talking about it because, unfortunately, it does have a huge effect on who would watch it.
Like, you need that balance, or else everything just kind of falls apart.
Yep. Well, not even
Also-
balance. You just need to have it at that, like, passable point.
Yeah.
If you manage to take it up past that point, good for you. It'll help. But don't go below the passable point. At least be consistent with that.
Yeah. So I usually write notes about each anime that we watch, and for the animes that I have that are fairly average, I usually don't have much to say. Like, I wrote 3 notes for this. That was it. First one was that on episode 1, I thought the interviews themselves were good, and I was hoping that that was going to be the main point of the show, just like talking to each one individually and just, you know, talking out their problems and how their abilities affect their daily lives. Unfortunately, that's not what happened.
To an extent, they do that, just not the focus.
Yeah.
Oddly.
But later on, I noticed that these scenes were actually really kind of lazy. At least the talking parts, because let's take for instance the Monogatari series.
Oh god. I mean, that's like,
I know that's
top of the line, but that's pretty up there, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's like top, like, okay, let's go with Nisekoi. Alright, they do conversations pretty well as well.
What the fuck is Nisekoi? It sounds familiar.
It's by Studio Shaft. I've mentioned it before, but
No, I think we watched this. But fucking, what is it?
No, we didn't watch Nisekoi.
That sounds familiar.
Anyway, it's a slice of life show.
Oh, right, this one. This is essentially also just Monogatari. This one, like, it had the exact same style.
I know, but less so. It's more tame, or more held back, I guess. Anyway, it also does that really well, and like a lot of the time in the show, it's just like person face talking for a while. That's it. Like, there's no creativity in the structure of the show, and like blocking and just like general camera work is shoddy.
I'm not really a savant when it comes to those things, or even a well-traveled person. I typically don't notice.
It's not so much you have to be a savant to notice. It's just general, like, what they show and what they're doing with it. Like, a lot of the time it's just inside. There's nothing animated besides lip flaps. Like, you typically, let's say when, like, for instance, when a story is moving forward, you usually use some motion to go along with that. But in the show, it's kind of just like, it just feels sort of lazy in a way. It's hard to explain.
You know, I get, like, once again, it's almost like, once again, with the passable type things. Like, if it works, like, and it's not bad, I won't notice it, and I'm like, okay, well, then it's not a problem. This is like one of those things I feel like it's, you know, it's passable and isn't a problem, much like animation.
Yeah.
And, like, you don't have to be over the top. Nothing. I think, like, it's very specific when something really wants to be over the top, like Monogatari. And, you know, they're known for that and all that stuff. It's more weird if it was very specific.
My main problem with the show is that they just don't do anything with the concepts that they have. It's just kind of sort of there. Oh yeah, my last note was in episode 3, for some reason, teacher girl was like, "Oh yeah, I'll give you advice on how to get Takahashi to Machi."
Teacher girl.
Saki.
Oh, like when they were, okay, yeah.
Yeah, when they were in the library, she's like, "Oh yeah, here's how to get Takahashi." Which I was like, wait, first off, you want Takahashi. Second off, she's a minor.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how that works in Japan. I'm going to assume it doesn't work there.
Oh, but Nick, you should
oh, wait, no, age of consent is like 13 in Japan, isn't it? Yeah.
But isn't it like with twin people who are also minors? Isn't that just like a minor exclusive thing?
I forget. I don't know. I don't want to look it up. Also, it's also conflict of interest because teacher-student.
Already on the fucking watch list?
It can be seen as abusing the relationship because teachers are typically.
I'd imagine that's probably not okay.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Have you seen Nick? Nick is already on the watch list.
I don't look shady.
Nick, you're a pedophile.
I'm not, though.
Are you sure?
I'm fairly certain I haven't diddled any kids.
I mean, you're crossing the lines into child molestation. You can still be a pedophile, but not touch anyone.
It's true.
That is true.
All right, so Nick's a pedophile.
Anyway,
we've established this over a long time. From Armenia. Anyway, continue.
Not from Armenia.
See, everything he denies is true.
Or maybe I'm denying it because it's not true.
Don't worry, Nick. We know the truth. We got your back.
The evidence you provided to refute any points have been so far destroyed.
I mean, the thing is, you're bringing up points that are impossible to refute or prove. It's purely speculation.
No, from the tendencies of what you like to look at, it's fairly easy to assume you're probably a pedophile.
Again, it's an assumption. It's speculation. You have no proof, which is fairly important when you accuse somebody of being a pedophile.
Don't worry, Nick. We know. All's good. We've accepted it, and you're still allowed in our group. Don't worry about it.
And yet, I'm not a pedophile.
Anyway, so...
anyway, I give it like a 5 out of 10. It's perfectly average. Well, were you not done talking about it?
I was gonna say music. I don't know because I didn't notice anything.
I didn't notice the music.
But I guess ratings is the next thing to go to.
It's perfectly average. It doesn't do anything, but at the same time, it's not bad. It's just kind of there. Like, it's not even a case of the bad balances out the good. It's just like, it's that perfect middle ground of nothing and something at the same time.
I'd give this thing probably a 6.5. It's definitely not a 7, but I liked it. Having read the manga, I was like, oh, I know what to expect from this, and like seeing it moving is pretty good. I like the voice actors, at least for the Japanese part of it, because I didn't watch dub.
Oh yeah, the voice actors are pretty good.
The dub is pretty good for the dub.
It's a cute show, just a slice of life. You know, there's more fucking ammo to say I'm not hating on slice of life for every other turn. I feel like that was a thing at some point, but here we go. There's another one that I liked. Yeah, it's fairly average, but I liked more points than I disliked, so it rose up around to about 6.5.
All right, Chris?
Yeah, I watched the first episode, and it seemed promising enough that I would watch more. So like 6 7.
All right, Ian?
I'd say 7 out of 10 because it was one of the few shows I enjoyed.
All right.
I mean, one of the few shows you actually watched with the seasons coming out. Is Hero Academia being dubbed?
Yes.
Yes.
The second season is also being dubbed at the current moment. I'm not sure if it's fully dubbed yet, but I know it's currently in the process of.
Well,
I mean, second season's not even done yet, so.
Yeah, that's we're currently on episode.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment.
Anyway, anime homework done.
I can check right now because I'm looking. Second season dub is up to episode 6. It's weird because the sub, at least for the site I use, it's just continued from the first season. It's like, hey, episode 18, 19, etc. There's 6 dubbed episodes of season 2 right now, though.
Okay.
That's one off being caught up, I think.
But yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so everybody recommend an anime to watch.
All right.
For next week, besides you, Iggy, you fucking let me finish speaking.
You weren't going to say anything.
I was going to say something, piece of shit.
All right, Nick first. You said you had something. This is the first time you had something in the beginning of a podcast. I'm still looking, by the way. Keep going.
Boom. The Irregular Magic High School.
Already not great.
All right, so.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
It does
Magic
sound familiar.
is real.
Because that concept has been used a lot.
Magic is real, but it's accelerated by technology.
Oh, Magitech.
Yeah. And so people have become very attuned to this, and they use it to their advantage, and so on. So I'm fucking... Okay.
Dude, fucking... I can read off the synopsis here. or the summary.
I'm horrible at explaining shit.
I'll do it. Magic. A century has passed since the concept has been recognized as a form of technology instead of the product of the occult or folklore. Folklore. The season is spring and it's time for a brand new school year. At the National Magic University First Affiliate High School, aka Magic High School, students are divided into two distinct groups according to their academic performances. The Bloom, who demonstrate the highest grades and are enrolled in the first course, and the Weed, because they get fucking high all the time. No, because who are poor have academic record and are enrolled in second course. This spring, a very particular brother and sister enroll as new students. The brother is an underachiever who some defines his enrolls as a Weed, while his sister is a younger artist student who enrolls as a Bloom. Man, who could have expected that? The brother with a somewhat philosophical expression, and the younger sister who holds feelings as a little stronger than sibling love for him. Oh God. Ever since these two haven't entered through the gates of this prestigious school, the home campus was beginning to change. So we've got a fucking bro-con and a dude who just doesn't give a shit.
Incest.
I'm gonna assume it's probably one-sided, so not incest. But I'm going to assume this dude is also extremely powerful, but just doesn't give a shit. And it's gonna fucking culminate into a thing. There's gonna be a rival like, haha, I'm the top of the school. This concept has been done so much.
Yes and no.
I've seen so many of these. I read manga, motherfucker. This concept has been gone into the ground.
Like the rivalry,
3 of them. I'm gonna try.
The rivalry does develop, but at the same time.
What I'm hearing is, Nick, you're gonna have to go find another
anime. No, I'm not gonna discredit it. I actually say this might be interesting to watch. I mean, it's an overdone concept, but you know, if you do it well, it's pretty good. It looks like it's gonna be pretty battle oriented as well.
The reason I like the show is how it melds magic and technology together, and like how they actually use them together. Like for instance, programming is a huge thing in it. Like for instance, they use a device to actually be able to cast their magic, or to accelerate the casting of their magic. Because the way it works is that magic is basically a huge complex computer program, which you can only have a maximum of like 3 stored on a device at a time.
Okay, this sounds like a mod I know of for Minecraft. This sounds so like a mod.
And so the more powerful a programmer you have on your team, the more powerful your ability to actually cast magic can be. So I like how the two have to work together, like the actual caster of the magic and the person who actually makes it possible to cast that magic. I watched through the entire show, by the way.
I found 2 shows off the bat that had the same concept.
Also,
actually, they're manga, but still.
Is it dubbed or subbed?
They're manga, but still.
I
recommend the first one, though. And I know of another one. There was one that came out like 2 or 3 seasons ago. And it was the exact same. High school, dude was an underachiever, did the same thing. And then like, oh, fucking, it was bad. It was horrible. It was just an ecchi. But it was the same concept, too. I can't find the name of it, though.
Also, the show's really pretty.
Good to know.
So yeah, that's mine.
I believe this is another one.
Ian, Chris?
Okay, this is my anime suggestion.
To urge him on.
Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Well, that's topical.
Wow.
If you're wondering, yes, I've watched the entire series so far.
So...
Wait, so far as in it hasn't finished airing yet?
It's probably next to another season or something. No, it's finished. I know that for sure.
I'm waiting for whatever season they're going to come up with, hopefully, maybe.
So this show is Don't Lewd the Lolly Dragon.
Yep.
What?
Don't lewd the lolly
Fuck
dragon.
this little dragon, alright?
Don't do that, no. Don't do that.
Or do it if in case of Nick.
This is a show, if I'm going to do this from memory, although Ian should probably do the summary.
Okay. So basically,
she saves a dragon while she's drunk, and then the dragon decides to become her maid, and there's more.
I guess when Ian took upon the new name of Chris, I guess Chris also switched his name to Ian.
Ian, why the fuck do you like this show?
I literally recommended this like 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
2 podcasts ago at least.
I think it was last podcast actually.
It was not last podcast. Last podcast was Monster Musume, you dick.
Right. I get some.
But yeah, I recommended this like 2 podcasts ago, so they already got a summary in my mind.
Like, immediately I see big boobs everywhere. Ian,
Oh,
why
no,
do you
yeah.
like this show?
I was in a state of
'Cause
boredom, and I
Dragon
wanted to
Maid-
fun. I was in a state of boredom. I kept on hearing stuff about this show. I was like, screw it, I'll watch it. And then I was like, okay, I really like this.
Well, I don't think
Dragon
that's the
Maid.
main plot of it. Also, it's just that
The
there
dragon-
happens to be a character with big bazungas.
I know, but like, Ian's typically way against that.
Yeah, you can't fucking judge a book by its
Because
cover.
this thing isn't the. Because again, don't loot the dragon lolly. I can't imagine this is anywhere. Oh.
You know this is a comedy show, right?
Yeah.
That's
Good.
fairly easy to tell from that, yeah.
Look, dragon.
So yeah, this is my suggestion. What's
All right.
yours, Chris?
Yep.
And then silence.
Man, that
Look
was an
at
amazing show that you
Look
recommended,
at
Chris.
Don't lewd the dragons on YouTube.
Don't loot the dragons.
Man, I would love to see that video that you just gave to Iggy.
Paste. What the? I'm watching. What the hell is this, dude?
Don't loot. What is?
And they literally just got
What is
arrested.
that?
The character got arrested. Yep, that's accurate. There we go. They literally made a joke about it in the show.
Dragon nude. Great. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll just go with this.
It's a meme. Please don't lewd the dragons. Know your meme.
Who
Yo,
cares?
we got JoJo'd.
Loot the dragons if you want to. Fuck JoJo, alright? Every fucking thing. Is that a JoJo reference? Fuck off. Fuck off, you.
Is that a motherfucking JoJo?
Is that a motherfucking JoJo? Oh, son of a bitch. It's gonna happen now.
It's not even reference. You just say, "Is that a motherfucking JoJo?" That's what I've seen.
They just and then people are like flying and there's more JoJo shit. I never.
Ravioli. Don't lewd the dragon lolly. What? Jesus.
Mega is now playing Adventure Capitalist. Oh, Mega.
So
Okay.
anyway,
Jesus. All right. There's a lot of memes about this.
The awkward silence.
I'm gonna
I'm just-
go.
Oh, do it.
I'm gonna go with Gundam Build Fighters.
God,
Are you high?
Gundam shows are great.
Are you high?
No, it's an actual show.
Between
wait, isn't
me-
this that new one?
No, it's not. The newest one is Iron Blooded Orphans.
No, with
Alright.
the by
just
new I
rap-
meant like 2010 plus.
It's newer, yeah. 20. I don't know when it was released.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
It started in October of 2013 and ended in March of 2014, so it's close-ish. Anyways, Gundam Build Fighters. So, remember Gundam? All right, in this unit, and again, yet another fucking alternate universe to ours. This time, instead of just being sad and spending shit tons of money on models that'll just sit there in cases, in this universe, we can actually use them to fight each other for fun.
Oh, so it's Pokemon.
We can use them to fight each other in fun little
Zoids.
battles. Fun little battles. And so a lot less lives at stake than in the standard Gundam anime. And so we follow this boy called Sei, and he's a great builder, but he just doesn't want to fight because he doesn't want to see his shit get destroyed. But then he finds a friend called Reiji who's really fucking good at fighting. And so, they just decided, fuck it, we're going to enter the world tournament. Or at least try. Yeah. There you
All right then. So, what the fuck does? All right, cats.
Always cats.
All right, so here are the rules. You get one vote. You can't vote yourself. You can write the name of the person or something indicative of who they are. For instance, if you were to vote for me, you would write Nick or Super or Ninja or pedophile, for instance. Or if you wanted to vote for Iggy, which you can't, by the way, since he recommended last week and he's not recommending anything, you would write Alien or Iggy or Dominic or Romano or Italian or whatever.
Cheese.
If you wanted to vote for Chris, you would write Pie or Prick or Piece of Shit.
Oh,
If you
it
wanted
applies to everyone until this piece of shit. It doesn't. It's not indicative of anyone.
Yes, but it's more specifically you, Chris.
No.
Gundam freak.
Gundam Freak would work as well. And if you wanted to vote for Ian, you would write guest or...
Special guest.
Nah, basically just guest.
Silence.
Any case. Write the name of the person, not the name
Well,
of the show.
He's been more active this podcast than any other podcast,
True,
I think.
true. All right, you know what? You are now a special guest, Ian.
Hey! Congratulations.
The timing.
I don't know if that's the appropriate reaction, but it's at least a good one.
All right. Does everyone have their anime in?
Yes. But do we have the names in for what we're voting? That's the question.
Indeed. I am ready.
I'm
I
ready.
am also ready. Nick, Chris.
Christopher.
All right, I'm good.
All
All
right.
right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
I think Chris won.
Well,
We fucking tied.
No, it was a tie. You read 4 words in, you see Armenian, and you're like, son.
super set of me.
All right.
Weak ass bitch, loser, dick, not yet molester. Perfect etchy scenario for him. I ran out of what the fuck? I ran out.
Insults.
Oh, there's 2 outs. There's 2 outs.
Out thin insults. Of insults. Okay.
All right. I can't. All right. Cool.
No,
I'm honestly
I
super
voted
surprised.
for you again.
I assumed Chris was going to vote for you. I actually assumed Kobayashi was deadlocked for like gonna insta win.
No, Kobayashi was not deadlocked.
We just had Monster Girls.
This isn't a monster girl. It's a dragon.
It's not a monster girl because there's dragons and they turn into people that you can.
Oh yeah, because dragons aren't monsters.
No,
Eh?
but I mean, there's probably other monsters. Maybe I'm not sure. I've never watched the
But
show.
they are monsters.
But they're mostly
that are also girls.
I
but it's
mean, like,
mostly focused on dragons, and I'm probably they're but they're probably dragons that transform into the form of girls for the convenient way of talking to other people.
But Chris,
Well,
a dragon is a monster.
I mean, considering like you had that reaction to what Nick recommended, like, oh, we talked about how many of the same fucking shows have this same plot, and they like,
No,
oh,
I just wanted to see Nick turn around and go recommend another anime.
and then
So-
like coupled with the fact that you recommended this show a while back, I figured, oh, she would, because then Nick's gonna fucking vote for it, but oh, it's not, whatever. It actually deadlocked. So now we have to fucking do a dice.
So we can either dice roll or we can keep Ian's losing streak up.
What?
He is currently on a losing streak of 11.
Wait, no. Wait, well, how is
No,
that?
Nick introduced a scenario in which case he introduced a scenario that either way we go, we feel most. So we keep Ian's losing streak up by going with either one. So we have to go to the dice roll anyway.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the
No, we would just go with mine.
What?
No,
No.
that's a terrible
No.
idea. We're dice rolling this bitch.
All
I need wins
Basically,
more.
to translate what Nick just said into layman's terms, and then the scenario of a fucking man contemplating to whether or not to go left or right, he basically said we can go left or we can go left.
No, he said we can go left or right, or we can go left. And it was like,
So he said,
no,
like, no, we can take it to a dice roll, or we can just have Ian continue his losing streak, which is the same thing. Ian's not getting anything out of this anyway. So what the fuck?
He's already losing.
He already lost. So here's what we can do.
I'm an idiot.
Yes, you
You
are.
are. You thought about it, didn't you? Wait,
Hey, Chris, there's another insult for you, idiot.
Okay.
Oh,
No, he said
God.
it. I think. No, he didn't actually. Okay.
What game are we going to for this?
Well, here's the thing. Now I'm going to give you an option. We can either
God,
do the dice roll, or you can both pick a new show. We can do the whole vote. Nah, that wouldn't really work. Yeah, let's go to dice roll. Let's go to fucking
fast
my
forward,
game.
please.
Let's go to my game. Which
Iggy's D&D. It's just Iggy's D&D. I just looked at him and I was like, oh, no, that's the one.
I can't remember the last time we've signed into Roll20. Well, I have anyway.
the last time we needed to break a tie. At least that for us.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Well,
what the fuck does I just suck?
I don't.
This is still haunting us. Specifically haunting you, but
This
you know.
is your game, and we were fighting zombies. I don't know where Hydras came into the mix.
That was probably-
What?
That was probably Nick's game, because remember the two-headed
No,
snake?
the names don't carry over at all.
No, they
Sure.
don't. They're completely different from each game. Like, he's the greatest DM by default, and we played... Like, I made a game, and we played that for, like, a month ago. And
So what we're rolling is a D2. Now we need to figure out who is going to be. That's
I would think that you would roll it, Iggy, since you won last week.
oh my gosh! Look at that streak.
That's pretty good.
That's insane.
All right, so since you won
Okay,
last
how about
week,
that?
Iggy,
How
I
about-
think you
how
should
about-
roll it.
Hey,
Yeah,
how about since I'm always losing, evens is Chris, odds is Nick.
that works. What are you?
Chris wins.
What?
What?
No.
What? First
No.
off, I'm rolling. Second off, we're rolling a D2. Not that it really matters, but you know, for sake of everything.
So I'm
Also,
one. Chris is two.
Seriously, Nick, what
I-
happens to the podcast during these?
Ugh!
I just showed D20 or Roll20 itself.
Okay, well, anyway, so all assigned, I guess evens will be fucking Chris, odds will be Nick. Everyone fine with that?
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
3, 2, 1. For Nick's.
Hey!
Jesus, RNG fucks everyone. Except,
Look how I got all the 2s out of my system entirely by accident. Look at that.
Yeah! I won.
All right. So I'll fucking yeah, Nick, you can shut the fuck up right now. Because
I
I'm
know.
going to
I'm staying quiet. I'm staying quiet. All right. I won.
Oh,
I'm
I put it on the
perfectly fine.
desktop. So I've won 15 for the context of this is the total amount of who has won how many times for the anime homework. We're keeping tally for this for some reason. I don't know why.
I started it, and then you took over for some reason.
I have won
because
15
you were doing some
yeah, you're doing some weird shit. Anyway,
arbitrary bullshit.
I have won 15 times. Chris has won 10 times. Nick has now won 6 times. Really, Nick? Only 6? Huh. Ian has won
I have
0
won
times.
0.
TLG has won 0. Paul has won twice while also maintaining 100% success rate, which is impressive. Mega has won once.
Ian's losing streak is now up to 12. I might add.
I will keep track of that.
Isn't it technically higher than that to due
Wait,
to?
I'm counting
however-
only the ones that you've been on, Ian.
He's never won, but he's never won, but but his losing streak is 12. Damn, and we already on 40 podcasts.
Chris, I'm
Yeah,
counting
yeah.
the ones that he was on. To count him
Yeah, I
on the
know.
ones that he hasn't been on was
Yeah, I
kind of
know.
dick.
No,
No,
but I'm
that's
thinking.
what I'm saying.
Think about it now. He's a guest. Yeah, he is a guest. At this rate,
Special guest.
special guest.
A lot of the initial ones we didn't do anime homeworks on, so that's another reason why his loss rate is lower than it should seem to be.
Should be. You didn't want to be that mean.
What time did anime? It started fairly early. Like this
We
was-
started episode 9, I believe. Hang on, I'll check.
That's still 30-ish episodes that he's like I mean, apparently at
I
some
mean,
point
he was
becomes
absent
one
for
of
a
them.
good portion of them. He was in a fair bit of them. But he was gone for also a fair portion.
He is a guest.
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to be watching... I already forgot the name.
The Irregular at Magic High School.
Yeah. RNG keeps fucking me. Yep.
All
We're
right,
gonna get that next
so
time we come back.
It does! Dice roll 2 weeks in a row and I lose.
I mean, you at least got to the dice roll. That's fairly prestigious.
No, it's not. Second
so
place
we
is not.
introduced.
Second place is still losing.
So I told you guys to watch Log Horizon on week 7. We talked about it on week 8, and so that's our first official anime homework. Was week 8.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can't count that for wins and losses.
And then
can't.
on week 9, we talked about Guilty Crown, so on, so
Oh
forth.
god, was week 9 really Guilty Crown?
Yeah.
Man, that just sucked.
Week 10 was Tokyo Ravens. 11 was
How the
Overlord.
How the fuck did I get Guilty Crown forward without anybody noticing?
We didn't know. We were young and we were innocent.
Go! Guilty Crown. Oh, that
It
seems decent.
wasn't as bad as you thought. It was still... eh.
Motherfucking... I
Anyway,
hated
week
that
12 was School Live. Week 13 was... Oh yeah, wait, no. Week 12 was the double feature of School Live and Yamada-kun. Forgot about that.
What? Oh, we did.
What? We had a double feature?
Yeah.
We did
How did
Ruby
you,
at
how
one
did you
point.
deal with that, Nick?
Yo, when's
I-
my break?
I don't
Which one?
remember. It was a while ago.
Where's the week where I break down?
Oh yeah, you had a... Wait, what? Am I thinking of the same breakdown?
I don't know. What breakdown are you thinking of? Describe it.
There was one in which I suggested we stop doing anime homeworks because it was really unproductive. Like, you know, it was basically just a back and forth between me and Nick, and I didn't quite like that. I've grown more into that, though. And then you kind of got mad and left.
I didn't get mad and leave. I broke down, though. I was like, fucking bullshit, motherfucker.
Was
I
that
don't-
week 12?
I don't know.
Is that week 12? It's not that. Was that?
Yeah, no, it was... I think it was about School Live.
Perhaps?
I
was
don't know.
that-
It was some anime. It was some anime populated entirely by just dudes in high school, and I was like, "There's nothing.
No.
Oh,
Paid
that
by
was...
the high schools.
There's
Yep.
nothing special here. I don't care.
Oh, yeah,
Why-
I know, because we recorded
why
that
would I-
after. Yeah.
Why would I watch this? Who the fuck cares?
It's a comedy.
I
It was a
don't
good
give
comedy.
a fuck about I don't give a... Listen, at this point, I need some element of fantasy to get me anywhere.
Anyway, week
Fantasy.
13 was Don Machi. Week 14 was Daily Lives of High School Boys. Week 15...
Oh, speaking of Don Machi, the spin-off series for that is coming out this season. It's actually... I watched the first episode. There's a few
Who is
more.
it based on?
What? I don't know, and I'm really scared to find out because I think it might be this like unimportant side character that wasn't even in season 1, but it's about the Loki Familia, which is
Okay, that's interesting.
episode 1 basically starts a little bit before episode 1 of the normal series,
All right.
and like the first episode had the whole like the what are they fucking called? Minotaur scene where Belle gets covered in blood and all that. That was like the end of.
Yeah.
So it catches up very quickly, but
Okay.
I'm afraid it's going to be able to pull a Soul Eater knot. I am really afraid.
You
Soul
mean
Eater
how
not
the
incredibly
animation
different from
style
Soul Eater?
changes slightly?
Wasn't Soul Eater not incredibly different from Soul Eater and completely fucked?
It focused more on
Technically,
stuff that
yes.
wasn't important. It focused on like the school aspect and these characters that didn't matter in any regard. Again, the character, at least like for the character aspect, that's kind of having like this character doesn't matter, and it's like she's got her problems. I don't care.
It was also a bit of backstory of what happened before basically episode 1. Or is it technically the space, or is it technically the area between episode 1 and 4, I want to say.
I don't know.
I know.
The reason
Because
I
it shows how Sid dies.
Whoa, spoilers, man. I don't even remember who Sid was.
Is that the
Sid
zombie?
is the zombie.
Yeah.
Oh,
it.
okay,
He was-
yeah.
He was alive at one point, and then he died.
Have we not watched Soul Eater on this fucking podcast yet?
It's 50 episodes.
Is
And
it
I'm
really?
sure
I've
we-
actually-
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm pretty sure we've suggested it before, but we've all watched it before.
I have not
Nope.
watched it. I read the manga. and I
I've never
thoroughly
watched
enjoyed the manga.
I've never watched it. I've just seen.
For I hear the manga and the anime are a lot different.
Well,
no,
still.
they are. I started reading through the manga after I watched the anime for the 3rd time.
Jesus.
I've watched Soul Eater a lot. Okay, that's another reason why I haven't recommended it before.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've had this conversation. You say that every time, like, oh yeah, that's why. Okay.
Because I've typically the reason I don't recommend things that I've watched before is that I've watched them a lot of times before.
I mean, that's then like if you do that, you don't have to watch it again, and you get a free
That's
pass.
literally the bonus point. I had already watched Gundam Build Fighters before. I couldn't have to
But
watch
I
it.
need to watch it through to make sure I don't miss anything. Because I know that if I don't watch it through, I'm gonna miss like an important detail that you're gonna bring up, and then I'm not gonna
watch
have
it
count.
3 times and read the manga.
Yeah, but I forget. What do you think? I rewatch it.
And you did admittedly forget Sid.
Yeah. Anyway, week 15 was another double feature with Mars of Destruction and Moetan.
Oh fuck both of those shows.
Week 16 was Nagi no Asukara. Fucking Monica bullshit.
Oh right, that one. I like that
Yeah.
shit.
Weeks.
C's great.
Week 17 was No Game, No Life.
Good one.
Also good.
Week 18 was Do-Da-Da-Da. Oh,
Wait, which one of us suggested that? Because I remember watching it.
I did.
I watched all of that. I went over the last one I watched all of. That was probably it. It's probably really sad too.
Let's see. No. You watched all of Ruby.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That's
Week. That technically counted.
Anyway, week 19 was Mirai Nikki.
But I didn't have to go out of my way.
Oh,
that
show. Really good.
I forgot
Mirai
I
Nikki.
watched that.
Mirai Nikki is Future Diary, right?
Yep.
Future
yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I like crazy characters, and Yuno is definitely fucking nuts.
And fucking nuts.
Yuno's amazing.
Week
great.
20 was Cross Angie, Rondo of Angel and Demons, I think.
You know,
Dragons and Demons.
as much
Angel
as
and Dragons, something like that.
Angie.
So the new put forward Future Diary.
What?
Put forward Future Diary.
I did.
In my mind, I did. Oh, you did? Okay.
You put forward Cross Angie, and no,
I
that
know
was
I
actually a fairly good show.
I did. I know I put forward Cross Angie. I was just trying to rationalize it in my mind because I was like, I've seen Future Diary before. I could have been the one that put it forward, but then that fucks the rules. Doesn't work out with the rules. Cross Angie was a thing. She's in the new Super Robot Wars. If you wanted to see her fight along with, shit like Gundams and Gurren Lagann.
I'm good.
And you can.
Week 21 was Beelzebub. That was from Iggy.
Yeah. I didn't even watch
episode.
Serial Experiments Lane was week 22, and that was from Paul. Yep.
I watched all of that.
Yep. It's a good show.
Weird.
Week 23 was Steins Gate. That was from me.
That was good, and I watched all of that.
I should still watch that, actually. I should. I have to go fucking watch whatever came.
Did Steins Gate 0 come out?
I think so.
Please.
I believe it has.
Please, no, I need this. Time to look it up.
I'm just gonna say this now. Can we end this soon? Because I'm starting to lose consciousness.
You can go.
We'll be done
now.
soon.
Like, we're basically done. Like, we've got some other shit to do that would probably take we're probably here for another half an hour. So if you want to just leave, you can leave.
The game's still out. The game was released in 2015.
So yeah, I'm gonna go leave and sleep because I have work at 2. So yeah.
Also, good job on participating more this time.
You actually,
so
it was by fate that you actually managed to see that anime at some point, and you actually managed to contribute. Congratulations.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
So the visual novel of Steins Gate 0 was released in 2015.
Anyway, good night.
Night. However, the anime version's not out yet.
The anime version's not out yet, but it was greenlit at some point. Like, gonna happen, but there hasn't been a broadcast date of, look, we're gonna do it then.
Yeah, that's the main thing I was wondering about. Anyway, week 24 was Higurashi. That was from Iggy.
I like that show so much. It's got flaws, but a lot of them. Fingernail scene.
Yeah. I've watched all that, but that was from previous time.
Yep.
Week 25 was from our RNG thing, Baldur Force EXE Resolution.
That was
Entertaining at the very least, but bad.
That was bad, and I think I watched all of that because it was only like on one thing.
3 episodes or something.
It was 4.
It was
But
it
yeah,
was really
it was short.
It was really short, and I was like, I can watch all of this shittiness. It's okay.
Week 26 was Haruhi Suzumi. That was from me, I believe.
Fuck. Ugh.
I watched one episode and fucked out.
Like,
Fuck. I fucking watched that show and I did not enjoy that. Fuck you and the Saint.
it was just
dude,
the ordering
what
that
if-
you hated.
I had a lot of problems with that show. I actually didn't watch it. I watched like 2 episodes of it.
What's the length of the endless part where it's like the same
Endless
shit?
8. It's 8 episodes.
Isn't it like a 24 episode anime?
Yeah.
I think it was 26, but yeah.
Something like that, but it was a large... I watched like 2 episodes. And then
it's arguably the same shit.
Yeah. I watched 2 episodes, then fucking read like online what it happens, and then like I didn't give a shit. And then like that's how I figured out like the fucking continuity. I don't want to say continuity errors, but like the ordering of the show was so weird, and that kind of creates continuity errors within the show in of itself. It's so stupid.
Like it aired originally in
this order. This is how you. There's like 4 orders. There's the airing order. There's what it should be. There's like this other thing. There's how the guy said it should be. It's so dumb. I hate it.
Look, we've been over this before.
Yep, in depth in a different one. What fucking episode is that?
Nick likes
that was week 26.
Yep.
All right,
Nick
so week 27 was Howl's Moving Castle.
Should we have like a fucking compendium or something for this shit? Like, should we have like a fucking? You should have like a video or a description somewhere.
That's basically what we're doing right now, just going through.
Yeah, but it's at the end. It's at the end of an episode. You should have some sort of like standalone thing, like maybe even a link somewhere that's just like to some text dump or something.
Oh,
or just like a Google Doc that you could just look at.
Yeah, like here's like the animes that we watched and what episodes we talked about them.
And who recommended them, what times they start at. Scores each of us gave.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll look into that.
Scores are not necessary, but yeah, essentially.
I'll probably start going through them.
Once the fucking summer hits, right?
Yeah. Scores. Sorry,
I mean, scores are important, but less so.
Anyway, I'm
they're less important. It's just a matter of showing what how each person likes each show, and then get a general feel for what kind of shows they like.
While I'm doing that, I could potentially also start making a list of what each person has recommended as well.
Yeah, we could actually get a list of what we've seen.
Yeah,
so that we don't do it again.
There's no way. I would never, forget that. I know what we've watched.
No,
I mean, we know what we've watched, but we don't exactly remember everything we've recommended.
Oh,
I mean, the recommendations are irrelevant as long as they don't repeat every week. It's not bad.
Yeah, and it's never done that. We never do that. Like I have stuff I've recommended before that I'm going to recommend again.
Yeah, no, but I mean, yeah, as long as it doesn't happen within, like you recommend it one week and you lose, and you don't, don't recommend it next week. Give it an appropriate amount of time.
Just don't try to recommend it too frequently. Is basically our philosophy.
Yeah.
Don't go every 2 weeks. Just do it.
Whenever I lose, I always find something else more interesting to recommend. I'm like, okay, I'll do that.
Anyway, Hey, so pod stats are a thing now, also known as podcast statistics, specifically for the anime homework. I'll get to the rest of the podcast later. But for now, there's a link in the description to a Google Doc that will be consistently updated as to all the information of anime homework. So yeah, that's a thing now. It's gonna take a while to finish, but I'm working on it, okay? Bye. Week 27 was Howl's Moving Castle.
Alright, we had a movie week. We should do another one.
That was good. We should do another one.
We did Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away, I believe.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I need to edit that room because I only have his Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, Spirited Away was great. I've already seen it, and then I watched Howl's Moving Castle, and we're like, this is also great.
Both really good movies.
Week 28 was a certain magical index.
That's familiar. What? Oh, right, that show.
Yep.
That show.
You missed the accelerator arc, basically.
Remember how he solved World War III?
Remember when it would have been great if that explained anything. Next,
I believe I recommended that as well.
you did.
Yeah. Then we got Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. That was from Iggy.
I don't remember. I think
week
that
29.
That was me.
Okay.
I did that. Cabaneri.
Then week 30 we had Ruby. Was that a collective thing or no? That was Rooster Teeth week. That's right.
Yeah, it was Rooster Teeth week. I think you submitted that.
Rooster Teeth week? I think we went back and forth.
No, I went for Camp.
No. Yeah, you went for Camp. Somebody
went
for Red versus Blue.
I forget.
Oh no, wait, yeah, I remember during Rooster Teeth week I couldn't vote, so yeah, I must have submitted Cabaneri.
Yeah, no, you submitted Cabaneri, and then Chris recommended Ruby for Ruby week or Rooster Teeth week.
It's always Rooster Teeth week here on this podcast.
Yeah, bitch.
I designed I've got a Bogar mech.
Dude, Schooled is almost ended. It did the season 2. It's almost done. Ryan's lost, so they have it, but they didn't show the punishment yet.
I have. Oh, that's Schooled. Okay, I thought you were talking about something group related. I'm like, I kind of still want to watch season 4, and I've yet to do it.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about Schooled because they did season 2 and they did a couple episodes, and the last episode they uploaded was like the final competition thing, and Ryan's kid lost. So now Ryan gets punished. He could potentially have a belly button ring, or have to wear a diaper for the entire day, or other things.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Then for week 31 was Haitu Gensu no Grimgar.
Oh, that was a good one.
What the fuck?
That was good. Who recommended?
That was me.
Yeah, that was you. Then week 32 was Gangster with Paul. Recommending that?
That was not as good.
No. Week 33 was Nichijou. That was Iggy.
Nope.
Oh, Nichijou.
Yeah. Week.
Yeah,
that was Iggy. Week 34 was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That was me, I believe.
Oh, actually, good recommendation for once. Good job, Nick.
Then week 35 was Hayari Nyarko-san. That was Iggy.
That was recent.
Week 36 was Flip Flappers by Chris.
Fuck that show to oblivion. Worst show.
I enjoyed it.
I'd watch The Endless 8 times before I'd watch that show. Fuck it again.
Week 37 was Mobile Fighter G Gundam from Chris.
Interesting enough.
Wait. What? Did I hear that right? We went from Flip Flappers to Mobile Fighter G Gundam. How the fuck? Oh no, it was a special week somehow, and I got rights to do it again.
Yep.
Think it was because there was only 3 of us?
No, it's because we did a nostalgia week, or not nostalgia, but we did pre-90s, or
Right.
We did a pre-90s week, and I was allowed to put something forth. So I did Mobile Fighter G Gundam, and I was like,
right, okay,
let's do that.
Week 38 was Netoge no Yome by Iggy. Week 39 was Tengen Toppen Gurren Lagann. Pretty sure Chris recommended that.
Yep.
I think I did too.
Yeah. Week 40 was Yujo Senki, which was Saga Tiny the Evil. Yeah. That was by Iggy. Week 41 was Keijo by Mega. And then week 42 was Demi-chan wa Katari Tai by Iggy.
Hey, we're caught up.
And now week 43 will be Irregular Magic High School. Woohoo.
It's been fairly balanced. Actually, we haven't watched as much anime as I thought.
No,
we have watched
30-ish, roughly 30.
Well, it's 42 minus 8. We watched 34 animes.
Yes.
34. 34 animes.
Pretty good.
That's a lot, but
Then again, can we count Ian's losses, since there was a large string of weeks where he was just like Card Fight Vanguard. Guys, let's watch Card Fight Vanguard. Even though this is the 5th week in a row I've recommended it against the fucking rules. Guess who's not voting for it, Ian?
Oh yeah, we have fucking corners to do.
No one was interested in it last week, or the week before that, or the week before that. I don't think it's winning this week.
Probably not.
So Ian's basically insane.
A little bit. That's by the definition of insanity, yes.
Good.
We have corners to do.
Yes, creator corner person, do you think?
It should be relatively simply short now that we know there's only 13 people here, so.
All right, me, I got nothing. Dominic, go.
I'm deciding between two at the moment.
Jesus.
So Nick.
All right. Let's go with, well, since we were talking about earlier, Cryotic.
No, I didn't say you, bitch. I didn't say you. You can't go. Fuck you.
All right, fucking, fuck.
Also, your hentai corner, Nick.
No.
Well, I mean, that happens. Anyway,
No, it
fucking.
doesn't happen at all. We've been over this.
You're fucking.
No, it does happen.
You don't seem to understand some things, Nick. You just need to shut your mouth and things are fine. Anyway, I'm good.
All right, do your thing. I said go.
This one's a bit weirder. I think I even talked about this channel at some point. But the channel is... It's an interesting one. It's fucking... what is his name? Shirley Curry? Or Curry? I don't know how you fucking say that name. Basically, it's the oldest YouTuber or gaming YouTuber I've ever fucking seen. It's this old grandma lady that plays Skyrim a lot. Yep.
Yeah. Old grandma plays Skyrim. She enjoys the fuck.
And Ark. And more recent games even. Fucking, it's interesting. It's kind of fucking like, well, and Conan Exiles apparently. It's like, well, you know, it's a little bit, you know, old people are adapting to technology and playing games. It's cute in its own way. And she's played well over 300 fucking episodes of Skyrim. I've honestly not watched that many, but it's a gimmick. It's pretty cute. How about that? If you want to see something different, there's that. Bada bing.
All right, then.
Bada bing bongo, whatever the fuck. Curator of your fucking corners.
I think we're done.
What? Oh, what about Nick?
I remember, has to record his hentai corner away.
But no, but he has a... Oh my god. Nick, shut your mouth, by the way. Fucking... He has a different thing as well. Nick, go over what your other thing was.
What was your thing, Nick? What's your Twitch streamer? Is it Cry?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Cryotic. You see, Cryotic's a really good Twitch streamer. You see, he does editing streams, which you can learn about editing through them, which is quite nice.
The stream like every other day.
Yeah.
Like it... And it's all at random times, too. Sometimes it's like 3 in the morning.
Like I said...
Sometimes in the middle of the day, like, wait a minute. What is this dude's sleep schedule like?
One of my favorite things to do is just... Like, before I go to bed, I just turn on Cry and then, like, listen to him editing his stream or editing his YouTube videos, which is so nice and neat. And I usually watch him edit a lot of the time because, well... I like to learn about what he does to edit, and I've actually implemented a lot of it into the podcast. For instance, the cutting out of dead air and realigning audio so that way it fits in the conversation better. For instance, when a bunch of us are overlapping each other, I can kind of move around audio to make it so that we're not overlapping each other as much. So there's that. Plus, there's the late night crew, which composes of Cry, Russ, Cheyenne, Snake, Scott, and a couple other people, depending on who can show up. Which, by the way, that main crew of 5 split the Twitch money 5 ways. Because, well, they all play a part in the popularity of the channel. Which I find cool, at least. You know, one person isn't... Yeah, one person isn't overbearing on the funds from it. They just split it evenly, so that way there's no like, oh hey man, I should be getting more than Cheyenne because, well, I'm a dude. Or anything like that. Which is nice. Yeah. Cry doesn't have any drama surrounding him. Mainly because he keeps... I mean,
talks about shit. He talks about shit, but it's mostly game-related shit, so you can't really get mad at him for it, because he's just talking about the game.
Yeah, no, he's just a really chill guy who's able to avoid a lot of drama. Like, biggest drama surrounding him is that nobody's ever seen him.
You know,
And-
he has quite a lot of he has connections with quite a lot of people, and it's surprising when you see it. Like, he plays with PewDiePie, he plays with Amaz, he plays with other people.
Spoon, number one, Alex, Ken, Strippin, Cyrano, Tolomir.
He has a list on his, yep.
Yeah, Wittywix, Angel, TB, Jesse, Duger, Krender. Like, he knows a lot of people, and he's played with a lot of people.
You don't see that much crossover with people.
Yeah, no. And nobody has seen his face, except for probably Cheyenne, since she's his girlfriend.
That's speculation, isn't it?
Or it could be the same as Mega has.
I mean, typically when you have a girlfriend, you Skype and then show each other, like, hey, I'm a person, you're a person, we have faces.
Yeah, they Skype, and all that Cheyenne gets is, like, cry here. It's just another picture of fan art of him he found. There you go.
Oh, he's streaming right now. Streaming.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it's late. Like, on Fridays, he does TGI Fridays, or TGI Video Games, which is, thank God it's video games, which is a play on the TGIF, which is, thank God it's Fridays, which is a restaurant. And then on Saturdays, the late night crew goes into full effect, where they play a bunch of different games. It's completely enjoyable to watch, seeing everyone interact with each other. And Cry also has a YouTube channel where he does Let's Plays, which he edits on the Twitch. Anyway, he's a wonderful streamer who's just a really, really cool dude. Watch him. He's great.
It was kind of funny watching him fucking try to sing Feel Good Inc. earlier before this fucking podcast. He's not a good singer, but that's what makes it better. Rock Band.
We should get together and play Rock Band at some point. It'd be really bad. It'd be great.
Who would be the vocals?
Do you even need to ask?
Whoever drew the short end of the stick, or just Nick
Pretty much
wants to do it.
What is the most desirable instrument to play? Is it the the guitar or bass or the fucking?
No, I feel like they're largely the same.
Well, guitar and bass are the same, but
guitar and bass are the same. I don't know. I don't like drums. Drums. I feel like I don't like the drums. I feel like they're shit. I like the drums. I feel like they're shit. I can't vocal for shit, so I'm fairly good. I'm fine with being either the bass or the guitar. And I'll be okay.
I don't like bass or guitar because you have to play the you have to hit the middle, the strum, the what is it called?
That you strum it like you would. You put the plastic piece.
Yeah, I don't like having to strum it, so I typically go for drums or singing.
Man, it's been forever since I played Rock Band.
Yeah, so it has been for me.
Like, December 2008, I played Rock Band almost non-stop with, again, my cousins.
Oh. See?
Different cousins this time.
Actual cousins?
Yeah, I played Rock Band with a family friend who occasionally I'd go over to their house and it'd be like, and I'd go over for my sister would also come and it'd be like, you guys want to play Rock Band? We'd be like, fuck yeah, let's do that. Let's play some Rock Band.
We would just make a bunch of chicken tenders in, like, the oven. Just put them in there, play some Rock Band. When they were finished, we grabbed them and then got back to just jamming out. It was great.
Fucking white.
Broke at least 3 drumsticks during that time period, by the way.
How? What?
We were messing around and, like, you know, jumping around with them and whatnot, and they ended up breaking.
Somebody's overzealous.
A little bit. You don't actually have to smack them as hard as you do a normal fucking good drum, by the way.
I know. You could do it with your hands even, but... Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the corners.
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to bring this up. There's a lot of anime coming out this season. Like, this season's actually particularly packed with anime. But as per usual, English translations, or even just the titles of anime, is sometimes really just fucking weird. There's a fucking show coming out this season, and the English name, and the only name I know it by actually, is World End. What do you do at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? That's the title. The show is particularly but the rest of it is, the title is enthusiastic, to say the least.
Are you talking for the summer season, or?
It's coming out right now, so.
Okay.
World End, what are you doing at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us? Weird show about, like, fairies or something.
By the way, another Monogatari is coming out in the summer season, so that's cool.
I still need to actually start watching that.
Where the fuck do you start at?
You start with both. You start in chronological order. That's simple.
Start in airing order.
Why chronological
aired
order?
first.
Why
Whichever
not
aired first.
Oh, yeah, why not airing order? Airing order sounds fantastic.
Because Iggy much likes. Wait, what?
I like airing order, motherfucker.
For Whoa, that's insane. You usually like are gung ho for chronological.
No.
That was for one anime.
I've like, maybe that was the case with Haruhi. Yeah, I don't remember what.
Yeah.
Like, you always say you have to watch it in order.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the case
order
was.
is one of the
I don't remember what the case was with Haruhi, and maybe it's clouded at time now. But definitely, every time if I can, I will watch it in fucking airing order. Or if you know, because that's the the experience that people had watching it as it came out, so that makes the most sense to watch it like that. Haruhi, I don't remember if that was the case with Haruhi or how I watched it, but the way I watched it made the most sense.
I think with Haruhi, you were like, this is just bullshit, I'm watching it this way.
It was a lot of bullshit. There was a lot of ways to watch it, and I got confused.
That's what it was. Anyway, you were confused.
Fuck that show. Not as much as Flip Flappers. I will fucking fight anyone who says Flip Flappers is good. I will punch you.
I'm coming over to your house beginning of summer, so bring it on.
You're still on that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be really hard trying to figure out where I live.
I mean, I have your mother's number.
What?
Well, you see, when I got your number last week, I called it, and guess who picked up?
No one.
Because I didn't call.
Yeah.
I almost got you. Almost got you.
Because that makes no sense.
I almost got my number.
You. How would it even be linked to anyone else's phone? What are you talking about?
I was making the implication that
my phone is like you don't understand. If that phone ever makes a fucking noise, even if I'm dead asleep, my eyeball opens, my eyelids. Fucking, I can hear that thing. I don't let anyone touch my phone.
I was making the implication that for some reason you may have left it somewhere, and then you went back for it later.
Unfortunate part about that is it's almost ritualistic. It's with me all the time because it holds my memes.
That's the only reason?
That I'm very protective of not losing my phone, so...
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, good luck. So yeah, good luck in trying to find out where I live. There's actually no reason for you to come.
I know there's not, but I promise...
Like, my mother actually thought you were coming. So I had There's no reason for anyone to come over. Like,
look, I promised your mother that I would come over to your home.
What would happen if you came over? You would come over, I'd say hi, and then I'd close the door to my room. That's it. You'd have a nice time talking to my family who wouldn't even know why the hell you were there. I'd just sit in my room playing For Honor.
I would bring, like, my Smash Bros, and we could smash each other. It'd be great.
I don't
smash. You could smash each other.
First off,
Becky, let me smash. Hey, Dominic, let me smash. The mental image. Let me smash. And then Dominic just closes the door. Nope. Not today.
I made that joke with fucking Paul, okay?
We all made that joke with Paul.
Hold on, I need to find something good.
Not me.
This is appropriate.
Anyway, I'm still coming over.
Yeah, first off, good luck finding it. Second off, even like I don't step outside of my room at all, so
That's fine. I'll just come into your room.
I don't
Easy.
let anyone to my room either.
All right, we can just play on the couch or whatever. You probably
I
have
don't
a
leave my
couch.
room. Let me just finish. Go find Becky.
Becky?
Got you blue. Fuck you,
doesn't
this
want
video
you.
is great. She doesn't want blue. Oh, this video is a fucking
Dude, Becky used to let me
contemporary masterpiece.
Now Becky's smashing Ben. Ben is a hoe.
It is a
Ben is a hoe.
fucking contemporary masterpiece.
Anyway, I'm coming. You're coming
home? You're coming home? Tell the world that you're coming home?
I'm coming to over.
Good luck.
Oh.
If you manage to get here, I will not welcome you. I'm not kidding.
On another note,
There is nothing to do but awkwardness, and I don't want that. I will refuse you entry to my house.
Smash Brothers. We will play Smash Brothers or some other Wii U game that you do not have the ability to play. Let's see. We got Wonderful 101. We got Pikmin 3. We got Bayonetta 2. We got Nintendo Land. We got Hyrule Warriors. We got Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. We got Xenoblade Chronicles X. We got Super Mario 3D World. We got Mario Kart 8. We got Super Smash Brothers.
Not gonna happen. Legitimately, I will be mad if you show up at my door.
I want to see this.
Because it makes, like, I don't fucking step outside my room. It's weirder if you're in my room.
You have to like.
How's it weirder if I'm in your room?
This room is hot and small. And you want to smash, apparently.
Nick, if you... Yeah, you're going to smash. Nick, if you go to his house, you have to wear a GoPro.
Why would I wear a GoPro?
Just to record the reaction of you, like, walking up to his door.
Periscope.
So one of his family members is like, "Oh, you're Nick? Okay, come on in." You walk to Dominic's door. Dominic opens the door, sees that it's you, and it closes it immediately. Wait. Hello. Bye.
Listen, you gotta understand something. I didn't have friends as a kid. I grew up through my childhood basically being friendless and alone. So I adapted to that. I basically don't know how to interact face-to-face with people. It's awkward as fuck. My parents have accepted this, and I've accepted this. Anything outside of that norm is weird now.
I interact.
Wouldn't this be a great way to learn?
Listen,
the thing is, he's your friend, acquaintance. Yes. He's your acquaintance, and you know you probably react to him differently. I roughly act the same around Nick in real life.
No, here's the thing. I can, like I said, I don't know how to do it. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. On a personal level, like, face-to-face doesn't work. I can act professional with people during a job, sure enough. I've did it with my fucking job.
What, did you suddenly lose your social skills? Because
no,
you did it well enough. You did it well enough when we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
But just like fucking, yeah, I mean, that's fine. I was playing a game that was in a public space. In my house, though, it is an entirely different setting, at least mentally.
I will admit that when I'm talking to you in real life, your voice does go to a higher pitch, and you do seem physically, like, reserved.
That is, there's a physical. I even like the higher pitched voice is actually a physical, psychological thing. But I'll get into that later. But that, I mean, I won't explain because I forgot about it. There was a research on this, and I didn't remember what it was. I forget. But yes, it's different, and especially over the internet, it's different. But, like, I don't know what to do with people. Like, I can't entertain people, and I have nothing to entertain people with. I know how to entertain myself, and that's it. I don't fucking talk to my family all that much. I just sit in my room.
I mean, thing is, there's not much to entertain. I would just bring over video games. We would play video games that we could otherwise not play, and then I would leave.
What's the point of that, though?
Because we'd be able to play video games that we would otherwise not be able to play.
But why? Like, those video games aren't anything exceptional. I'd argue that games we can play over the internet are better.
But Smash Brothers.
I don't particularly play fighting games. I mean, For Honor, but that's different.
Plus, I can come over, meet your family, get to know you a little better.
Awkward.
Be a great time.
Nick, you should do this. Keep going.
It's like I said. I've gotten rid of my ability to do that since childhood. It's not something I can do and not something I'm willing to build up as a skill.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I've
Shut
gone
the fuck
over to
up.
people's houses before, so I wouldn't particularly mind if anybody showed up at my house.
I could sleep over at your house.
That's even worse.
No,
There's
no,
other...
no, no, no. Let me explain. Let me explain. All right. So
Smash.
we record the podcast in the same room as each other,
Why? There's no point.
but we can do it.
So you
Also,
can
we hit
hear
the 4-hour mark, so.
No, we're 30 seconds off the 4-hour mark, which
All right, well, fucking, we're gonna wrap this up like on 4 hours. Let's try to end it exactly 4 hours.
all right.
Also,
Ape kills Dumbledore.
Do Ruby Chibi.
Oh shit, they're doing that now, yeah.
Oh
The
yeah, I
fucking-
forgot about that shit.
Maybe
How much time left?
Maybe they make more...
3. Thank y'all for watching. But